folks? Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Let's go. There we go.
There we go.
Agree to disagree. I'm not coming out.
Hum, Ralph.
Home, Ralph.
Come on, Ralphie.
I got one ear again. They call
Hum,
me-
Ralph.
We've been one ear.
Yeah, I know. It's not Ralph's fault.
Hit the freaking tuner, babe. Hit the tune button.
One ear.
I
Tuner.
hear you.
Tuner. I don't hear myself at all. I'm not coming through. No, I'm really not. I'm telling you, it's a tuner. Hit the tune, babe.
Oh.
There we go. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Agree, disagree. A2D Radio. We're live from the Real Talk Studios.
It's not Ralph's first barbecue, though. Something.
Well, I mean-
there must be an issue over there.
Maybe he doesn't have
Definitely
barbecue.
not. Definitely not Ralph's first barb. I'm right with you. We're going for seconds. Don't worry.
Listen, every Sunday we're brought to you by our doctor, Make Him Yours, Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, located Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. We'll have the doc on later in the show, talking Eagles injuries that took place today. Obviously, 11. We got to dissect that because we need 11 back soon, fam. We'll talk about that throughout the show. Later on, a look ahead to the Colts. All right, we'll be on Sunday night next week, so we won't be able to give you a preview or prediction. So we'll do a little of that towards the end of the show. Carson Wentz's return, as Schefter reported, there's a target for Week 3. That's what it's looking like, that Carson will be ready for Week 3. So we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the show. Obviously, the injuries and a few minutes with Dr. Paul Vidal. We'll have that. But Eagles, Bucs, game recap, post-game, agree, disagree, Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. The big baller brand, Lonzo's brother, LeVar's son.
LaRalfo. LaRalfo.
LaRalfo. Listen, family, I understand out there. I've been through some groups. I've read some things, and I understand there is some people out there that are jump worthy right now. Okay, when we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, there's people out there.
Suicide watch?
Oh, absolutely. I can't believe it. And I don't expect – listen, there's no free pass this season, but we're 2 games into the NFL season. We were 1-1 last year. Okay? So there's no need – there's no need
You're
for
heavy.
there's no need to panic.
Like Darth Vader.
Oh, a little Vader?
You were heavy for a second. I was making sure you're all right. That's all. That's all.
Our poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. What was the most disappointing part of the Eagles' loss to the Buccaneers today? The defensive play? Offensive game plan? Injuries, or you got something else? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us, family. We'll be answering all questions, comments, and obviously concerns and positivity, because there still needs to be positivity. We were in the same position last year. Like I said it before we came on the show.
1-1.
If you expect to go on the road in this league with a backup quarterback, and I understand the accolades of the Super Bowl MVP, I get all that, okay? But listen and hear this out. You're not going to get away with it consistently with no Alshon Jeffrey, Mike Wallace getting carted off the field, barely Jay Ajayi because he's hurt, Jason Peters going out. You're not good enough with a backup to win them games. When we went on our Super Bowl run, not saying the only guy, but the only guy that was out was Jason Peters, right? That was it. All the offensive weapons were there. You can't expect Sheldon Gibson and the Andre Carters of the world to be good enough at the NFL level in Week 2 of the NFL season and to be able to go on the road and make big plays. You can't expect it. Now, was the defense not good enough today as a whole? Absolutely. They weren't good enough today.
Secondary.
Okay, the secondary was an issue, and I understand there's people blowing up about it, and there's people in groups I'm in, wanting to cut Jalen Mills. Are you guys insane? Are you freaking insane? We talked about it before we came on. Corners get beat in this league, babe. Guys are running 4-3s knowing where they're going. And that's not an excuse. It's facts. Guys are going to get beat. And my thing in this football team, how do we respond Week 3? Okay? That's my issue. We can't go and look. We can look back at this game. We will. But for these guys, they can't worry about what happened today. It's look ahead. We're 1-1. It's not how you start in this league. It's how you finish. How do you play in November and December? And when you look at Doug Peterson, he's a great second-half adjuster, right? We've seen it. Okay? It's well documented. I also think he's a great second half of the season adjuster as well. All right? And I believe that's going to be the case. And I think you just need to be 5-3, 6-2. 5-3, the break's okay with this football team. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be. I got them more 6-2 because 11's coming back. But they can be around there till the injuries heal up and you get all your dogs back for the fight. And then you make your run. You just got to tread water right now. So the people out there that are panicking, please do us all a favor. Jump. There's the Walt, there's the Ben, the Coney Palmyra, there's a Betsy Ross, and there's another goddamn one too. Leap. Please leap for everybody because I don't got time. I got done winning the chip today.
Delaware Memorial.
I got done winning the chip today. I'm dealing with Negadelphia in the group. Like, cut Jalen, cut Ronald. Like, listen, I love our corners because they tackle well. Ronald didn't tackle well today, okay? There's no excuse for that. You got to play better. The reason we were so good defensively is we tackled well in the open field last year. That's what separated us. Guys didn't extend plays on us.
Ronald Darby won no part of tackling today.
That's issues. But to our poll question, boys, and for everybody out there, chime in. Let us know what was the most disappointing part of the Eagles' loss to the Tampa Bay Bucs today. Defensive play, offensive game plan, injuries, something else. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. ATD Radio is where you can find us.
That was the next man up mantra. Is that gone? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
you're talking about injuries. And I'm not, taking a shot at you. I'm saying, is that gone? Is that time for that to be gone? Because that worked. That was the narrative last year.
Because this is too much. This is too much offensively with a backup. Now, if 11's in, then it's next man up. You understand that? If 11 in because of how special he is, you can get away with Shelton Gibsons of the world because he's going to put balls on dimes, okay? Maybe not week 3 as soon as he gets back, but through a period of time, you can get away with it because he's special, all right? You can't get away with it for that long and mask it with Nick Foles. That's factual. That's just factual. I'm not hating on Nick. I love Nick. Give me that. Give me that right over there, Sweeps. I love goddamn Nick. So the little picture. Get the picture.
Jesus.
I want to show the fucking family something, Brian. Damn it. I want a reminder and the family something. We love Nick. White bought this for me for my birthday. It's great. You got Nick. You got the scores. Look at Nick. Look at Nick. I remember.
White boy Nick.
Okay? Not good enough.
7 quarters.
Not good enough in this league to do it consistently for a long stretch of time. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay? In stretches, he's going to be good, but for a long stretch of time, especially with this offense and all the injuries, it's not going to be good enough.
He's the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
Yep, and I think we all agree on that, brother. I think. We got tons of family chiming in.
And, today
the wife already in. First one in. Look at her.
I'm worried
Love it.
I'm worried about the secondary today. That's like that. I mean, I'm not that worried moving forward, but I'd like to see a lot more than what I saw today. Today was ugly in the secondary, really ugly. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick threw for 400 today, so that's all you need to know.
And we were talking about last week, like, hey,
they have a good receiving core. Okay?
Yeah.
Between Mike Evans and Deshaun Speed and Godwin looks like he's coming into his own.
Yeah.
He made a couple of nice catches today with guys all over him in traffic. He's a big boy. So, and I mean, obviously O.J. Howard was extremely high pick, and he's got talent.
Yeah.
Granted, Darby wanted no part to tackle him on that fucking 75-yard touchdown. Wow. But like we got to show up. Next week is a big one now because guess what? Andrew Luck's coming in. Andrew Luck can play. Everybody knows that. Andrew Luck played. Yeah, Andrew Luck played. He played well today.
Smack them around.
Played well today. So, I mean, we gotta show up next week.
Absolutely.
It's not up fucking time now.
Well, listen.
Okay? Our leader apparently should be coming back. I said the whole time I thought it was going to be week 3.
Yeah, he did.
And if he comes back, I expect him to play well.
Go.
And then but our defense is going to have to play well because Luck's going to come in trying to win this game. I mean, I think the Colts are a solid team. I think it's going to take a good team effort to win next week.
Well, yeah, and you gotta switch it around too. I mean, they're coming in our house. This is one of the best home teams in the National Football League.
Like said,
and if 11's playing, the energy.
I expect him to be a little rusty though.
Exactly. And
I expect him to be a little rusty, so the defense got to play.
As my father used to do.
But the Redskins looked good last week. Now the Cardinals are atrocious, but Colts play better on defense.
But the Colts remind me, at least
on defense today,
from the wide receiver, more of Atlanta, where Luck's going to key in on more Ty, where Fitzmagic.
I don't know about that.
Where Fitzmagic spread the ball around a lot today.
Luck was all over the place today, though. He threw to everybody.
Did he?
Hey, but though, he's not throwing.
He's not
throwing deep balls really.
Yeah.
He's throwing everything short. So we're going to have to tackle next week. It's going
Some
to be a big emphasis
saying,
on tackling
some
next
of the family saying that Luck hasn't played that well. He didn't play that well today. Is that true?
I thought he played
2-0.
pretty well.
Yeah, well, wins are wins in this
Yeah.
league. So
I thought he played pretty well.
Everybody crowned
well
Nick
today.
for.
Well, 1-1. They're
Everyone
1-1.
crowned Nick for
Yeah,
winning,
they're 1-1.
you know what I mean?
They're 1-1. Yeah, because they lost to the Bengals. I thought you said
that's
2-0.
right. I'm sorry, I did.
But they could have won that game.
Chris
Right
chiming in. Sweep just rolling in the door and on the mic. That's how we do it. That's how it goes. Ismail Rodriguez says, "What's up? What's up, Ismail?"
What we're not going to talk about is, Chris, what we're not going to talk about is that I said I was going to be a little late. Tom told me to stay home. He's like, Sweep's coming at 8. We can start at 8. We can start at 8. We can start at 8.
Italians.
Teacher's pet.
We stick together. Speaking of Italian, Stephanie Hoover says.
That cheese plate.
Stephanie Hoover says too many Italians in one room. There is. There's a lot of us.
A lot of vowels in here. Vanna.
Thomas Michael, a little poll question, says the score at the end. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair, brother. Mataraki, and I can't read the whole thing because Facebook sucks. They basically just got beat with 2 big plays. Everyone knew that they would go deep to DeSean. And it's true. I mean, they get beat on 275
Not Jim,
plus
apparently.
plays.
Yeah.
Gina Rambo. What's up, Gina?
Or Malcolm.
Hey, Gina.
She said, love all the crazy eye Italians in the room. That's what we do, Gina. Aggressive. Nino Brown, a.k.a. James Wilder, a.k.a. Dustin. Let's talk about it. What up, James?
I had no idea. See?
Is
He
he
learns something every day.
He's Nino Brown now?
I was,
Yeah,
I know,
he
right?
gets hit. He gets
New
hit.
Jack.
Kid's
New Jack.
Kid's a share. Kid's a share. An aggressive share on the book.
Jesus
I
Christmas.
was wondering who
Wilder.
that was.
Mary Getz says penalties. Definitely a factor.
Well, yeah, penalties were ugly today, and we had a lot of injuries today. It was an ugly game today.
Mike Parker says loud and clear, let's go.
Well,
What up, Park, man?
I want to kind of clarify
Spidey?
if she was complaining that the refs were targeting us, or because they were all legit penalties against us.
No, we had a bad day.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty on our end.
Guess what?
But
The
only
last
6
the
for
last
55 though. I mean, were they crucial?
Yeah, but
big
big ones.
Yeah, but they declined a bunch. The last play of the game, technically, where we need to stop, Jalen fucking holds, and they still catch the ball.
Yeah.
So it was like if they don't catch it, there's a holding anyway. So.
Yeah, they were all crucial, big plays.
And it was
tripping.
and he fucking helped too. It wasn't like it was a bad call.
no.
He helped.
Birds dominated time and possession too.
And listen,
usually,
Well, because
That's
they
their MO, brother.
scored on first play of the fucking
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and then right after we went down and scored after like a 13-play drive, they scored on their next play again.
Well, listen, I mean, I do take that as a positive with this football team because that was a main reason for success last year is time possession. We crushed teams in that. All right, so okay, we lost the game, but we still won that battle. So you can hang your hat on that a little bit and say, okay, we give up big plays. You don't want to do that, and that's not the reason you want to win time possession. But we still control the ball well. You know what I mean? Or well enough now, and then we can add on to that when Carson's back and get even better with that. So I think it's something you can build off of
sustain a drive.
in a
I mean, there
loss.
wasn't 3 and outs. You know what I mean? So that's what time of possession helps you out.
Oh, I'm
too.
fine.
You know,
Listen,
like Willie said,
there was a
obviously, they
couple of
scored
3rd
quick,
and 40s
But
though.
I'm saying, yeah, I mean, but you know,
I
We
just wanna
had
clarify.
a 3rd and 41 today.
I want to clarify to the family real quick.
That's not even a lie.
About
We had a 3rd and 41.
how if I waver or not. I
converted.
just want to clarify to the family about wavering. I'll still see you all on Broad Street. Nothing's changed in this chair. Within 2 weeks, nothing's changed on how I feel about this football team as a whole. Nothing's changed. You're gonna have games.
We're
like
not
that.
there yet.
We're gonna have games like that. Oh, listen, I'm basing it off of Carson coming back. That's what I'm basing it off of. We got tons of people chiming in.
I mean, you're asking this guy to do a lot.
Tons
You're,
Seriously.
you're asking
Tons
that
of
guy to
fucking
walk on
gram,
water.
too.
He ain't fucking.
Don't you think
He ain't
there's-
falling from heaven,
You
Tom.
would admit, and listen, I love.
He ain't falling
but
from
you gotta-
heaven.
Would you admit there's
The
holes?
fuck, he's not.
You admit there's holes.
He's not.
Would you admit there's holes?
Yeah,
all
we got
over?
fucking holes.
You know?
Yeah, we got holes.
Where on this football team?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Yeah, but I'm gonna.
But he's
I'm gonna
not coming in with gum. I mean, he's gonna do what he can.
listen. He's coming in. He's coming in with stick gum. I mean, he's coming in with that shit you can buy. You can buy on the TV commercials that you
Fucking
put under the boat after the hole, and it
yeah,
patches
that
it.
guy's
And that's what he's
great
coming in
beard.
with. He's patching the whole fucking
Great
boat
beard
up.
on that guy.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
beard too. Great
yeah,
salesman
great
too.
beard, yeah.
He's like, look at the boat. I'm like, I want to buy the boat and the thing.
I
Can
tried
you
to
rip a
find
hole
that
in the
shit.
boat and then
like
fix it?
seal.
While you,
Something seal or something.
Is that Tough Seal or
Yeah,
no?
something
Something
what is
like
that?
that, yeah.
Some Flex Seal.
Flex
Flex Seal.
Flex
Flex
Seal.
Seal.
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal.
There it
Let's
is.
go.
Flex Seal.
Let's go.
Flex Seal. But that being said, listen, it's a problem. Okay, we have a small issue right now at our skill position because we had guys go down today, and fucking Clay Aiken, who we signed this fucking week, is catching balls. I mean,
American Idol.
like, I know.
He's doubling as American Idol.
I know his name's
and a
Kamar.
wideout. Fucking guy. You look great in tights.
Fucking Clay Aiken's out there. Fucking
Big Rob
deep-throating
Reddy, what
balls
up, boy?
already.
Yeah, and that's not. Listen, that's not good enough. You know what I mean? Like that kind of receiving core is not good
Some
enough.
guy named Perkins. I don't
With-
know who the fuck he is.
with
I
a backup.
I thought
It's not
Perkins
good
was a
enough.
restaurant. I don't
It
know.
is.
Tiger Woods
is.
loves Perkins.
Tom Gold
Big
says.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. He probably got some action in the fucking bathroom there.
Definitely got some
Oh, yeah. Solid plates. Get some pancakes and some action.
Glory
Why
holes.
wouldn't you want to go to Perkins? Sounds great to me.
Pancakes and
Pan-
glory holes.
Pancakes, bacon, and action.
Bacon a shirt. Pancakes and glory holes.
Got syrup in the bathroom.
Danny McGuckin, what up, Danny?
What
He
up,
said-
man?
he
Went
said,
to-
still going.
Tiger took the boysenberry to the bathroom. I don't know what's going on over there.
Dan says still going 12-4, 13-3. Liam Kelly, it was Heat along with
13-3 is
with a poor
That is
performance
aggressive.
in the first half. They need to get better.
Did he drop a heat on us?
He dropped the Heat.
Man,
It's hot
wow.
everywhere in September. Mike
Yeah.
Parker says
Wow.
Luck 21 for 31, 179, 2 DDs, 2 picks. I like our chances next week. Danny McGuckin says, I hate Jalen.
Yeah,
But
he hasn't played in about 3 years, though. So, I hear you. I mean, you should still like your chances, absolutely. But the guy's he's
a winner.
He's coming back in
The
shape.
more and more
He
he
always
plays.
every time the Colts play with him on the field, they're in the game.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, and you went with him week 1, Tom, against the Bengals just because Andrew Luck was back.
yeah, but it was at home too.
Yeah,
they were home.
but
They
that
were
was
in
your
the friendly
preference.
confines.
Yeah.
Friendly confines definitely change how I feel about the Indianapolis Colts. No question about that. When they're at home, they're a better football team in my eyes. With him, William Gore says, "Love sweeps wearing the black and white, baby." # Seder party.
It's blue. Billy, fucking fix your camera.
Billy. Camera gate. Mike Barr says Perkins is our third tight end, and I thought we cut Aiken. We did cut Aiken. We brought him back because of the injuries, and Perkins for some reason
they heard him sing in the locker room. They're like, "You gotta get him back."
Perkins for some reason played over Dallas today, and I'd love to know an explanation behind that
Dallas
reason.
was in, but Perkins. Listen, we ran a lot of 3 tight end sets. Dallas was in too.
Jumbo.
But we threw the ball to Perkins a lot more.
He dropped some passes. That's not going to get it done.
No.
Not going to get it done with it, but you can't overcome that kind of stuff on the road. You know what I mean? You can't overcome penalties. You can't overcome missed tackles. You can't overcome drop passes. There's things on the road that you can overcome at home because of the environment that you cannot overcome on the road, especially for a team that's feeling themselves right now. We talk about the Bucs offensively. They're feeling themselves. That's 2 straight weeks against arguably
They should be feeling themselves.
Arguably one of the best defenses in football this week, and a Saints team that I didn't have up as a top defense, but people do like the talent on the other side of the ball there, and they torch the Saints at home. So Fitzy's feeling it a little bit right now, and I think it's his job until he cools off.
I'm feeling myself.
Should
You know,
be.
and even when he does cool off,
Feeling my.
like I
Feeling
said,
myself.
when you're a Tampa fan and you're a Tennessee Titans person or whatever, when do you? Because listen, there's a point behind it. When do you end it on these guys that you use a high pick on at the quarterback position? When do you say, okay, this year's where it's okay, they're not going to be good enough? You know, and you got to cut your bait. Like, when do you guys?
Marcus.
You were-
cut Marcus.
No. I'm
this
saying
guy
this-
was on his knees for Marcus 3 years ago.
I'm not saying I'm
And
cutting
his
them. I'm
backup is
saying when do you?
Blaine.
I'm saying when.
Guy with a name Blaine. First name Blaine.
And he won the game
Man,
today.
Not David Blaine.
Blaine
Still
won
not
the
answering
game.
the fucking question.
Blaine!
Is it when do you as an organization
2
say,
years.
okay, I've had it's too
If
much.
we're talking about Jameis, I would have already done it.
Yes.
If we're talking about Mariota, I give him another year, but he's never impressed me.
He's never healthy. Health is a big concern.
I don't know. He was healthy last year. He
New
went
head
to
coach
the
this
playoffs
year,
and
so yeah, I might give him. Yeah,
He went into KC, big win.
new head coach this year.
Derrick Henry.
Well, we know.
Derrick Henry won that game.
Eric
Yeah, he did. I mean,
Bevanor, I don't know if I got his name right, but he said we
everything.
need wide receiver help bad. Facts. Facts, you know, and I know it's been talked about, but, I mean, I know the off-the-field issues, but I think you have to make a call for, you have to make a call to Josh Gordon, the agent, and I think you might need to even make a call to Dez's agent at this point and just kick the tires. Just ask around. Just see what's out there. Listen, because you can roll with Shelton Gibson, DeAndre Carter, and Kamir Aiken if you want to, or you can go get guys who actually can play at a high level in this league or good enough that are better or at least vets.
Never happened, though. There's never been a guy that comes in that's had like a huge impact on the team as a receiver position in season. Never.
Yeah, but this early is different than the trade deadline.
True, but it's
You know
still,
what I mean?
still
You're
has never
talking
happened.
week 3, and
The most
there's a
like
lot
32,
of
I think.
there's a lot of just admin no to Josh Gordon, but he instantly comes on this team as your best wide receiver. And if this locker room is so tight and so
not getting
together like they are, you could take a risk on a guy like this, and hope that someone's there to mentor him.
You don't even want to come here.
but it's got to be that. It's got to be bad though. I mean, they got
He wants to-
nobody.
he wants to go
I mean,
west.
we know they're an abomination. but
Apparently,
they
it was
got nobody.
he got hurt
And they got
at a
Jarvis
promotional
running,
event.
so, yeah,
That's
I
where he
know.
got hurt, and that's kind of
And
why
he said he showed
I
up
understand
and
that was the
looked a little
last straw.
tipsy or
Yeah,
whatever. He looked like he
but
was back on the
you got to at
sauce
least
or
kick the
something.
tires.
I don't think a phone call at this point hurts anything to anybody.
I'm right with you.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling you, though.
I'm not saying I'm running out like,
I'm not
I'm
signing
going to
him,
go
and I
try
don't-
to
I
pick
already
him
ordered
up,
my Josh Gordon jersey from Eagles.com.
and he'll play
Is
one
it a
game.
San Fran one?
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
That's where he's
yeah.
going.
I mean, you're completely rolling the dice with him. He's the talent.
Dallas.
The talent's there. That's on.
He already
that's
said he
on,
wants to
that's-
go to
That's not
Dallas,
even
didn't
a
he?
question.
I'm not even looking at
he's
Josh.
Just, he's
He's
just
a Texas guy.
he's got issues. He's got issues.
I'm not
No,
even
he
looking
does.
at Josh Gordon's direction. I'm more going to look at
You have
Dez's
to.
direction. You know what I mean? I'm not
Listen,
looking
you
at Josh
can
Gordon.
hate-
I
He's
would
on the
rather
field.
look at Dez's direction.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not a
have
big
to.
Dez guy,
I was
but
there
you have
last
to.
week.
I understand.
Listen, boys, I'm not a
I
big
said
Dez
that
guy
too.
at this point,
Yeah,
right?
and you
But
can hate him, and you can be a cancer and stuff, but you can figure out some packages. And I know he's long in the tooth, but he's better than what you have. I mean,
I mean, I think with Carson, Des could, at least in the red zone, he's a huge weapon.
Yeah. Yep.
I've never been a Des guy, but
No.
but if Mike Wallace is hurt, I'd rather go for Des than for Josh Gordon.
Listen, brother,
I'm not saying Josh Gordon definitely has more talent. He just comes with so much.
This is going to sound like a crown. This is going to sound like a crown. If Wallace is out for an extended period of time, I'm driving and picking Des the fuck up. You understand? Like, you can't. You're not going to be. And you got no Alshon. You have no Mac. Like, you got Nelson and a bunch of guys. That's not. And Nelson. Listen, Nelson's playing really well. If you could put some things around him, you know what I mean.
You probably should do it anyway.
They're going to be dangerous.
Well,
that's what I'm foreshadowing.
I was going to say that.
Because he's just, even his resume is going to draw double coverages. Even though, like, people say, oh, maybe he can't. He's not the same guy or whatever. But we don't know if he is. We know he's not what he was,
right?
But we know how bad Dak is. All right, everybody can agree. Okay, you can say it's cowboy hate, whatever you want. It's fucking factual. All right, Dak stinks. So we don't know if it's that much of a decline or is it the quarterback play? You know what I mean? So why not fucking try it out?
Maybe his decline was even steeper because of the quarterback play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were looking for a wide receiver this week when Mike Wallace was healthy.
Yeah.
Now, so you were looking for a guy regardless.
They signed the guy that knew the offense.
Yeah, right.
Most of the time,
you were looking.
And most of the time, that he carried on and wanting the football is because he's a competitor. You know what I mean? I know he's got crumb-like material. I mean crumb-like characteristics. And especially being Eagle guys. Of course you're going to hate Duz, but that guy's a competitor. He wanted the football because he would. They would go away from. They go away from him from like 2 quarters. And it's like, listen, throw me the damn football. So,
yeah, Foles did not play well.
That.
Whoever said that? No, I mean the defense definitely. Maybe the secondary contributed most to the loss of this game with the huge plays allowed, but Nick did not play well.
No.
Mike Royal says, rather have Dez possession receiver. He will be extra motivated twice a year. And it's true.
I'm always fine with the guy that's extra motivated to beat the fucking cockroaches. So I'm fine with that.
Mike Parker says, we are reaching Gina because our wide receivers are so thin. He says, once Alshon comes back, we will feel better. Absolutely.
Yeah, what's up with Mac? Is he going to be back too?
He's like a 6-weeker.
Yeah, but is he going to be back in 6 weeks?
Thicky Thon says, Sweeps needs a beard. Thicky.
Yeah, it's coming. I messed up like a week ago. It'll be there.
That's the old mess up. I got to shave the whole
fucking
thing.
Yeah, it was like late night. I was like, that's not even. I was like, fuck.
James Water said, I didn't think I'd say this, but really, it's to the point I'd call Des. It's desperate at wide receiver.
What up, Nito?
I think that's, I think when you circle around the block tonight, that's sort of what you're getting. Yeah, you're getting the secondary played really bad today, right? But I think when you circle the block, most people are going to say, what do you really need help in? What position do you need help at? I think everybody's going to tell you wide receiver at this point. Yeah. I think it's going to be consensus. And if it's something else, again, it's a jump move. Please jump off the closest bridge. If you think we need something else besides wide receiver.
And what was the besides being the best football team in the NFL last year and obviously winning the Super Bowl, what was the one huge thing they had going for them? Right, from the top down. Great culture, great atmosphere. He couldn't bring anybody in. Jay Ajayi was supposed to be a little bit of an issue with Miami, whatever. People were saying whispers. And then anybody that came in here was, there was enough vets, and Doug made sure that, that shit didn't ripple or anything. So if that's what you're worried about. I mean, you think he'll get cut in 2 weeks if he's really
a problem.
Yeah, that's my thing. That was my thing with Gordon. Yeah, there's off the field issues, but this locker room should be close enough and close in enough that we could take on that issue. And
they're smart enough.
Dallas TD early.
They've realized.
I missed my carry.
They realized after they initially said they were going to release him, they realized, oh shit, we'll just trade him.
Right.
So that's why they pulled that off the
table.
So
definitely.
We'll see who. I don't know what anybody's not going to stick their neck out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Probably should call the Bears. They'll give you 2 firsts.
They'll give you whatever you want.
For Josh.
YouTube's flying. TTP Ballin, Sixer JT, Brandon Williams,
What's up, fellas?
Nitro Freak. What's up, fam? Brodo, everybody's over on the YouTube.
Brodo back on soil? Brodo, you back on American soil?
But our poll question, what was the most disappointing part of the Eagles' loss today to the Bucs? And what do you guys got? We'll circle it.
I'm going to go offensive game plan.
Of course you are.
And this isn't necessarily a shot at Doug.
Absolutely is.
Entirely shot at Doug or entirely at Nick. I just thought early in the game, when the game was still closed, I thought there was an opportunity to run the ball. And they didn't. When we did run the ball with Jay when he was here, when he was healthy, and Corey, they broke off chunks. And it was just they were so quick to go away from it and go to the screen game, go to the quick check down game. instead of just line up and pounding the ball. I thought there was opportunities early. Now, second half, when we're down big, I understand we're not going to run much. That's not my issue. It was early in the game when you were still close, when it was 7-0, 10-7, 10-0 in that area. I thought we could have run the ball a little bit more.
getting hurt that.
It did.
How about the 4th and 4 at midfield? Is that a little bit of panic, desperation?
There was a couple fourth downs that you were in field goal range. That if you kick the field goal, obviously you put points on the board. But it's,
you got to make the field goal.
Midfield, yeah.
We missed the field goal
Listen,
today as well.
I'm a big believer.
I'm not.
I'm
a big believer. Roll the goddamn
Nelson
dice, especially
anybody
when you're
else,
down.
Anybody else see this today too? But Nelson Aguilar twice.
2-score game.
Twice. When he was close to a first down, reach out, dude.
Yeah.
He went sideways instead of reaching. Get the first fucking down. I had an issue with that. No, it's not a good game, but 2 times he was right there. He comes a football short twice. Reach the fucking ball out.
Knowing it's Doug, you knew they were going for it on 4th down, and I don't say I had a problem with it. I'm just saying if 1 or 2 of those you kick the field goal, at the end of the game you might not have to go for the full touchdown to get there. You know what I'm saying? You knew he was going for it. There was no issues going for it. It was just every once in a while, hey, just take the points and let's see what we can do.
Yeah, we go for it a lot.
I'm a dice roller.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
That's fine.
We go for it a lot. It's worked a lot last year. Today didn't work a whole lot.
And it's going to look bad when it doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you understand not the analytics side, but if you understand the confidence in your player side of it, and buy into that, you're okay with it not working sometimes because you're saying, yo, go get this. And if you don't get it at the 50-yard line, I got enough confidence in the guys coming on the field, the 11 running on, that they're going to get out on 3 and out. Make sense?
Yeah.
So it's confidence on both sides of your football where you're like, hey, I got confidence you're going to go get it. And if you don't, guess what? I got confidence in them 11 that they're going to get off the field and you get the ball back. So especially in a game where I'm down in 2-score games, roll the goddamn dice. Roll it up. And when Carson, roll it even fucking more. Go for it on your own 30, 4th and 2. You know what I mean? Roll it even more. Madden shit. You're just rolling dices. Dice rolling.
Let me hit some of these
we
comments
saw how that
before
worked
Doc
for you
Paul's.
for Matt. And
Make punters obsolete.
He lost 2 in a row, by the way. The last 2 we played, he lost. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He shook his head yes. The kid is back. It was a roll job.
Taking it easy on him?
Make punters obsolete, baby.
11 was slinging on your ass, so don't run from that. All right? 11 was tearing that ass up. Gina says, would Dougie P have gotten rid of DeSean? No, Gina, but Doug didn't get rid of DeSean. I mean, Chip didn't get rid of DeSean. Jeffrey Lurie got rid of DeSean because the news came out about the gang affiliations, and he was cut the next day. That was an upper management, owner-type decision that we don't, we're not going to have this on our team. And they reacted too quickly, and the news wasn't completely real, okay? So it wasn't true, where it came out there. It might have ties, but regardless.
I tell you what, he takes the top of a defense, though.
Nothing was confirmed. So what I always said to people, this was a Jeffrey move. That wasn't a Chip move. That was Jeffrey saying, no, gang, no. We're clean, or they want to live by that clean organization, that culture.
I think Chip was a part of that too.
Listen, it might have been, but I feel like that was a scare move.
The Chipper likes a clean culture. He might like a man at home as well. I don't even know.
No, that's debatable.
3 UCLA.
Yeah, good.
Stay hot, Chipper.
Stay hot, Chippy. So listen, fam. Right, we got a lot to talk about still. Tons more Eagles stuff, but this is the time for you out there to be able to ask the doc some questions, which is a great time. Fam loved it 2 weeks ago when we had the doc on for the first time, and it's what our show is brought to you by every Sunday. Specialized Physical Therapy LLC, located Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. Dr. Paul Vidal, our doc. Make him yours. We're going to have him on. We're going to be talking about a little Carson, Mike Wallace, some other injuries with the Philadelphia Eagles, and talk about maybe a week 3 return for the GOAT. So Dr. Paul is going to join us right now. We'll fire him up. And, fam, get your questions out. I know you probably got a lot out there because it was a full injury day. When it's a full injury day, it's great to have the doc on, right, when there's tons of injuries. We were just praying that it wasn't the Eagles. We were like, hey, doc, next time we have you on, hopefully we got tons of injuries outside of here to talk about, and what happens. It's like a curse. We're cursed with injuries. Get 25 today. 25 guys get carded.
Get out your ace bandages. Here comes the doc.
Paul Vidal. Hey, Paul. Glad you could join us. Agree, disagree?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What up, Doc?
What's
Yourself?
up, Doc?
So, tons of stuff. I mean, just in today's game alone, but I think we should start with, always the elephant in the room, and that's 11. And just to talk about, a week 3 return, how Adam Schefter put it out, a week 3 return. And when we were about 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when we had you on, Doc, we talked about maybe like a week 5, week 6, and giving a little bit more time, and that he looked a little cautious on the knee warming up in the Atlanta game. So maybe he needed a couple more weeks. Are you buying? Are you buying into the week 3 return for Carson?
Guns on it. I know after today's loss, it's a tough one, man. But I don't think we need to panic just yet. But I still see him at least another week out, man. I think next week's a little early. I know people are pushing for it, but I would like to see it. Like to see him wait just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I think the last time we had you on, we were talking about this, and not the pressure like the Redskins had of rushing RG3 back. We're not in that pressure situation because we just came off a Super Bowl win. So we can be a little more cautious, and I feel like because Nick hasn't lit the world on fire in the first 2 games, that there is that panic out there by the fan base to get 11 back.
Well, there definitely is. There definitely is the panic from the fan base. But I feel like the Eagles organization is not going to be stupid about this. He's going to have to pass everything before they put him out there, I would hope.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was any surprise like in the rehab community or medical community that he didn't start week 1 or start it this week, and I don't think there'll be a surprise if he doesn't start the following week. I think people know the injury and how long it takes and what it needs to get back. And you're right, the Eagles are not going to just rush him back just because we lost one this week. They're definitely going to be smart about it. But obviously, winning cures a lot of issues. So we can't keep on losing.
Yeah. If he doesn't play and we lose again, then it's definitely it's going to ramp up the talk even more. Obviously.
Oh yeah, we had the conversation that every week we win. It's like, okay, we can wait another 2 until we bring him back.
You know what I mean? Week 12 last night.
Yeah, well, I just felt like we could win a lot of
week
games.
12.
Yeah.
It's week 12.
Well, it's amazing.
We'll be 4-7 at that point.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get a taste of it, though. Like, you waited, what is it, like 54 years? Now some people can't wait 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, fuck!
So, Paul, Mike Wallace hurt his ankle, and he's currently in a boot. I don't know if we know anything other than it is just an ankle injury. But if it's like a high ankle sprain, as we hear a lot in sports, what does that entail for the injury and then a time frame?
Yeah, that's a good question. Typically, high ankle sprains will take longer to recover and heal and get back than a normal ankle sprain, like probably all of us have had at some point in our lives. The high ankle sprain is, it usually involves a greater degree of force, more torquing on the leg and ankle, and it involves a ligament or like a soft tissue that kind of connects the 2 lower leg bones. And if that's torn or injured, there's a lot of instability that can occur there, and just pain when you put weight through it. So they put him in a boot, immobilize him, allow that to heal up. But in general, you're looking at a longer time frame because the injury is more serious.
And that's at the one position
we
can't afford to have.
I know, right?
Hurt.
That's like a high ankle is about a month, right? You would think. Like about a month, I would say. 4 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, say that again. I lost you there.
Oh yeah, like a high ankle sprain. That's about a month, you would think, right?
Well, yeah, it depends. I mean, what you can have sometimes is the ligament is torn. Like you could have micro tears or an actual full tear, but sometimes the bone can be fractured too. Oh, so they won't know until they either X-ray it or do some other what we call stress films and get a better look at that. So obviously, if there's a fracture of the bone in addition, then that's gonna take longer.
Yeah, it's gonna pop it back. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's not the case.
No.
Yeah.
Then it goes into another category.
Yeah.
It's not a high ankle sprain. It's a break.
A broke. Yeah.
Well, the card off the field scares you that it's more than a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, it did. I didn't realize he got carted off until.
Well, it seemed like when he was hurt, it seemed like he was hurt on the field. He grabbed for the ankle right away. So.
Yeah. It's they call it high ankle sprain because it's actually above the ankle. The typical ankle sprain, you turn your foot, you play basketball or something, you turn on it, and it's lower. You can you can almost touch it. The high ankle sprain's just a little higher above, and then hence the term high ankle sprain.
Cankles for some people.
So Paul, one of the guys that really hurt us today, DeSean Jackson, came back from a concussion that he suffered in week 1. Have you heard of the NFL doing anything or is there anything the NFL can do to help these guys with the concussion issue?
Yeah, I think, for all the stuff that they're getting, all the bad rap, I think every year the NFL is making greater strides to protect the players and address the problem. But, they obviously they have a game they got to protect, and, listen, the concussions they're going to happen. There's nothing that you can do to actually prevent a concussion. Okay, you can potentially minimize the occurrence or the frequency they have them by some rule changes that you're seeing. But the game is just inherently, I guess, violent in a sense, and these things are going to occur. But they are taking a lot of strides. They have a lot of independent, like eyes in the sky and neurological people that are independent of the teams that are watching these players from all different angles. So there's a lot that they're doing, but unfortunately, I'm not sure we can. Prevent concussions from happening.
Nah, that's kind of what we always say. Like, Big Will says, like, we don't want to see anybody drinking out of a straw, in 20 years. But they know what they signed up for. It's a violent sport. I mean, it's actually become ridiculous. I didn't realize till week 1 that you can't, your body weight can't fall on a quarterback. That's an Aaron Rodgers rule. I mean, you got to be shitting me. How the hell are you supposed to do that? Just gently pick them up and put them down. I mean,
you're supposed to stop yourself in a push-up position as you tackle them. It's ridiculous. I don't like to get into it because
I know.
It's just
Soft,
ridiculous.
soft.
I'm sorry. They can come load trucks at UPS, and I'll take some helmet hits. I'll take a couple concussions. I'm down.
Well, I think we mentioned it last time when we were, the kind of the unintended problem here is now if they're so scared of going high, they're going to go low.
Yeah, and then that's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys will have lower body injuries more so now.
Absolutely.
And Doc, they always talk about the players say,
I'd rather get hit hard.
Yeah, I can. My knees, my leg. That's how I run and play.
That's my life.
I'd rather you go high. I'm out for a week with a concussion instead of being out for a year with a torn ACL or a broken leg, whatever the case may be, going low. So guys beg for you to go high.
Absolutely. And you start tearing up knees and hips and stuff like. You can be able to spell cat in 10 years, but you won't be able to walk around. You know what I mean? Like, you need knee replacement surgery, hip replacement surgery. And it's no joke. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Roller derby.
And DeSean Jackson, man. I mean, God, of all people to beat us today, right? But he's had multiple concussions in his life, and man, when he was with the Eagles a few years ago, man, he got knocked out cold. I forget who he was playing, what team it was. I guess it was against Green Bay or Atlanta. It was a few years ago.
I think it was Atlanta.
He was on the field and he was actually convulsing. He had those body tremors, which is a sign of just neurological, shock, so to speak. The body just gets kind of impacted real quick, and you start to see that. But it's amazing how he's coming back, and he's not a big guy at all.
No, he's not.
He's tiny. Yeah, he's very tiny.
Yeah.
But he can run.
Turn and burn.
He can run.
Yeah, he's not running too many slants. He's
he's
a turn and burn.
If I'm not mistaken, that was the Atlanta game when he got smoked across the middle, and I think it was Trufant that hit him for Atlanta, and he was out. He was one of them ones where when they get hit and they get stuck, like the hands are stuck. He was out.
Oh, rigor mortis?
Yeah, like the stuck hands.
Just live rigor mortis.
Done.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think Cobb was the quarterback at the time.
I believe so. Yeah, it was about 5 years ago, probably.
So, Paul, while we're on the discussion of concussions, you have a talk series coming up over the next couple weeks that I think you're starting with the concussion talk?
Actually, this week we're talking about low back pain and kind of non-surgical options for low back pain and treatment. And the following week, the 27th, is a Thursday, we have two of the leading concussion experts coming to our office and speaking on kind of in-office examination and treatment when someone gets a concussion. So pretty cool lineup we have. We got Dr. Franks, that's from the Rothman Institute, and then we have a neuropsychologist, Dr. Chase, who's an expert in her field, and he's going to talk from her end on that on the topic of concussion.
So what is this seminar group series coming up? What facility is this out of?
So this is at our Cherry Hill office on Green Tree Road. Okay. 1919 Green Tree. It's going to be this Thursday at 7 o'clock and the following Thursday at 7 o'clock. An hour. It's the physicians will present, and then there's time for questions and answers, that type of thing.
Is it free for the public?
Yeah, actually, it is. Actually, it's free, although we ask people to try to call in or register in advance because we have limited seating. We're going to hold maybe up to 30 people, and then after that, that's all the room we have. So, if people want to register in advance, they can go online at specializedphysicaltherapy.com/workshops, and that page will give you the information you need to register online.
All right, awesome.
Perfect.
And we'll post your flyer up this week.
Yeah,
absolutely.
On our social media to draw some more attention to that.
Lower back pain. You're speaking my language, Doc.
Yeah.
Everybody on the chair right now.
issues.
Oh, Doc. Shit.
We'll all be there.
I'm wearing a brace now.
Speaking of lower back pain, Jay Ajayi. I mean, Jay Ajayi
Yeah.
wasn't, and that ties right in. I mean, Jay Ajayi left the game today, actually came back in later on,
Just to score a touchdown.
but 7 carries, and they were talking about some lower back issues. So, Doc, I don't know what you can tell us about Jay. I mean, I think that this is going to be part of Jay's year here. Is going to be
We need him on the
He's going to
field.
be banged up. He's going to be good. It's got to get
Dude
through
runs
it.
hard, but he's always banged up.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be called upon to be a workhorse, I think, carry that ball. And, the fact that he came back in the third quarter, and actually, he had a pretty good run on that first play, I think, 20-yard run or something like that. He probably just went into some spasm or something, and just, he was in a lot of pain, and they did something for him.
Yeah.
But he looked good. He looked mobile. I didn't get to
Shot
see
him
the
up.
rest
Yeah,
of the
shoot
end of the
that
game,
fucker
but
up.
he looked all right.
No, he runs hard. We need him on the field, so definitely.
Yeah.
It was huge that he came back.
Any
Yeah,
questions
no
for the
doubt.
fam?
There was a bunch, and I lost a couple of them. But it was just, more about the back issues and what people, at home can do to help us, some lower back pain and stuff that, like, everybody probably over the age of 35's got going on.
Yeah. Yeah,
if you don't have access to doctor,
you're outside, like today I dug a ditch for my mailbox, for something like that. Let's say you do something and you're hurting the next day, you're all inflamed and irritated. Just a little ice, little ibuprofen or something, and reduce activity for maybe a day. But then it's encouraged to just get yourself moving. Light walking, stretching out, get yourself moving early on. A lot of times people just they're afraid to move, and I think overall that'll actually kind of compound the problem and make the pain worse. So we really encourage people to, treat it like a first aid thing, ice, a little medication over the counter, and rest, but then get going. And then if the pain persists and a couple of days, then I might be biased, but see your local physical therapist.
And no better
Mr.
place
Miyagi, and then exercise. All right, check. I got it.
Mr. Miyagi.
I got to find him.
Paul, anything else going on with you this week at either your facilities other than the talk group?
Nah, man, we're hitting a stride. The school's back in session. The kids are in sports. This is a busy time for us. All the way pretty much to Thanksgiving. So, one thing I'll mention is, people, who are hurt or in pain or have difficulty moving, they often think that they need the doctor to send them to therapy. Okay. And that's not the case in the state of New Jersey. Actually, in all 50 states, consumers, you guys can directly go to a physical therapist without a prescription. And that's actually covered by insurance. So, sometimes there's delays in getting to a doc and you're hurting, and you can get into a physical therapist sooner and hopefully, address your issue faster and then ultimately get back to what you need to be doing and not hurting.
Doc,
So,
I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Midnight appointments.
Paul, though, Mike Parker's got a good question just about the
Sure.
back. He goes, Doc, what about going ice, then heat, back and forth?
Yeah. So kind of like a contrast. So, I think for those who have more persistent or chronic pain, they got pain that just is nagging and that just doesn't go away. That combination of heat and ice can be a nice way to reduce pain and then also bring blood flow and loosen the muscles up. But I think if you first get hurt, the conventional thought is if you're first hurt in the acute pain, you use ice. And that might be for the first, say, 24, 48 hours. And then after that, as the swelling inflammation dies down and you're just stiff, then bring the blood flow in by using heat and loosening things up, start your stretching and light exercise and get back to moving.
Got it, Park, man? He's listening. He's in the Carolinas. I know.
Spidey,
you
everything
hear
all right?
that?
He went
Did you
through a
check
little
in?
tropical storm. They didn't get hit as bad as he thought. So, he's checking in and everything's safe down there with Mike, which is great, obviously. Any other injuries, around the league,
I didn't
Greg,
see
that
anything
you guys
major.
saw that
Rodgers,
you don't want
I
to
mean,
talk about? Yeah, Rodgers is a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah, he played pretty good, right?
yeah. I think it was like they just called it like a pressure to the knee. There was no actual ligament damage,
A sprain,
but it was
something.
a sprain pressure. Just Paul, do you know anything about that?
What did they call it? A pressure?
Yeah, they said it was a pressure. It wasn't actually an ACL sprain.
What, a pressure sprain? Is that what they called it?
I don't know,
Pressure
he was
sprain.
wearing a
I just
polo-
made that up, Paul,
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's
he was
true.
wearing a polo-
They might have
Yeah,
made.
it's not true.
They might have made it up too. So.
I stayed at
was
the
wearing a
Holiday Inn
bulky-
Express last night.
He was wearing a bulky ass brace, but it was
Yeah, if you look at ligaments, so listen, ligaments, there's like degrees of injury. So you got like grade 1, 2, 3, mild, moderate, and severe. So, the severe one is obviously it's fully torn, and that requires a lot more, time to get back. There's a lot more swelling, bruising, pain. So if it's just grade 1, you might have a little bit of pain and a little bit of swelling, but overall you're good and you're going to heal up, 10 days, 2 weeks. And grade 2, a little bit longer, but you'll still be okay. So it's kind of how that goes with the ligaments.
Yeah, it was just interesting because it looked like when he got taken off the field, this is an ACL. When you talk about Rodgers, he's done. He's not coming back, and he was ginger on it, obviously. But for him to play through that was just typical Aaron Rodgers, especially when it's his plant leg.
Yeah, there's clinical tests they'll do to compare. They'll compare left versus right, and they're looking at how much like give or laxity or looseness the knee has compared to the other side. And a ligament should give like what we call a firm check to motion when you test the joint out. But if you kind of test the joint and it feels loosey goosey or like a kind of a wet noodle type of feel, and it's just not giving that firm feel, then the ligament was damaged.
So
yeah,
I
they said
have,
what they say. You got it. Yeah, sprained knee
a
without
sprained
ligament damage.
MCL and a deep bone bruise.
Without any ligament damage.
Yeah.
Now
So
playing
it's
on
not-
the sprain.
Did he get directly hit? Is that in the knee? Is that what happened?
Yeah, he kind of got folded up.
Felt, kind of.
Guy landed on him,
Yeah.
bent it backwards
So-
or something. Right?
Paul,
The
now with the
MCLs
sprain, playing on it, is it easier to turn into a tear when it's already sprained?
Well, it depends on the degree. I think even with a level, a grade 1 sprain, there could be what we call micro tears in there, like small tears. So certainly, if it's injured and it's while it's still healing, if you get injured again or take another impact or force to the knee, that could go further. So yeah, I mean that's always possible. But somebody like Rodgers, they'll probably put him in like a functional knee brace that will allow him to run around and move around and still protect the knee and give him that some extra external stability, because the ligaments give internal stability and they help stabilize the joint. But if it's injured, it's going to need a little help, especially at the level of play that these guys are participating in.
Yeah, he had a big old lineman.
Yeah,
he had a big old lineman one on.
Yeah, definitely had a brace on. Yeah.
he had a big one on.
Yeah. So, I mean, that'll still allow him to be mobile, obviously, but, give him, extra protection. Carson's going to wear one. He'll have a brace on, no doubt.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
TTP Balling's got a good question. Paul, I don't know how much you know about the Greg Olsen injury, but TTP was wondering your thoughts on when Greg Olsen will return.
He fractured his foot again, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
he's the
same
Carolina
foot.
guy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he fractured his foot again,
Yeah.
and last year as well.
Yeah, I forget what type of fracture he had, but that's a tough one, man. Listen, you got to, it's not like a hand or an elbow. Like you always got to put your weight through your foot, So being on a field, running around and stop, starting and change of positions, that's a tough one for him. What is he, a linebacker or is he a
Tight end.
offensive
Tight
player?
end.
So he's blocking. I mean, everything's
It's-
his legs.
Yeah, really, he can't even come back till it's completely healed because you said you got to run on it every play.
Yeah. And he was hurt last year, right? Is
Yeah,
that what
same
it was?
same
Yeah.
thing.
Same
Broke his
thing.
foot. Same foot.
Yeah, so it makes you wonder, right? If
Greg
if,
Oden feet.
if that was fully healed or if he's just susceptible to injury again. I think like when you deal with ligaments, like the foot, there's not a lot of muscles in the foot. It's mostly ligament support. So ligaments, attach bone to bone, and then the muscles attach or tendon attach the muscle to bone. But anyway, when the ligaments get injured, once they're stretched out or loose, they're never the same. So you got to you got to compensate with muscle function and maybe some external bracing in the case of a football player. So you wonder if he was just weaker in the foot from the initial injury, and now he's more susceptible to getting hurt again.
Yeah, he's old too, so maybe he just got old bad foot now. Foot's just bad.
And just the combo, coming back to. I mean, that's a quick return. I mean, he did it in 8 months.
Yeah.
So and you're older, so it's probably easier just to hurt that again and again.
How about a guy like Joe Mixon, Doc? Because he came back and played. He finished the game on Thursday night, and then they went in and did some little
he got a scope.
Arthroscopic
Yeah, he got a
or something,
scope.
like 4 weeks or something.
Probably 2.
Yeah.
2? Okay.
Yeah. 3,
Yeah, if you had a
What is
scope,
that
I guess he had
exactly?
some meniscal injury, the cartilage of the knee. Those things depend. I mean, you can come back fairly quickly from a scope of a knee. But you might be left with like swelling, coming and going, depending on how much you, stress the knee.
And how are you able to come back? Like, how are you able to come back from that? Like that game, just adrenaline, or he doesn't feel it until afterwards. I mean, let's not say that they shot anything in there. Like, he was able to finish that game. He looked fine when he came back. So it's just shocking sometimes to see that.
I got it scoped on. It's
ado.
probably because I think if the MCL or one of them, they just like tear a little bit, they just fray it, right? And like they clean up the fray. I think that's what I had that done to my knee. It's just like
when did he have the
frayed.
surgery?
I think he had it. I think he has it tomorrow.
Oh, I thought he had it and he played on it.
No.
No, but he got hurt, and then he
and
came back in the game.
And he looked good.
And then after the game, they said
Yeah,
that he was going to get arthroscopic
Yeah.
done, and they said he's going to miss probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it is like, man, these guys are athletes. They're performing at the highest level. And, a lot of these guys, they don't want to be taken out, man. They don't want to, let their team down. They don't want to lose their position. There's a lot riding on him. It's a lot of the same reasons why when guys get concussions and they know they have one, they don't want to be taken out.
Absolutely.
And they don't say much.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got it done on Saturday, and it was to remove a small particle in his knee that was dislodged on Thursday.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, that was probably a piece of the meniscus then. And, honestly, it's like if you just take that little piece out and that's what's interfering, you should be pretty good, Give it a couple weeks and you're good, So.
Good news.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. For Mixon owners out
Yeah,
there, it looks
me.
like you're okay. You're okay in about 2 weeks.
Give it a week or give it a few weeks.
Is that this guy's fantasy player? Is that why he's asking?
Yeah.
And so is Olsen. He said he has both of them on his team, so that's tough. That's a tough start.
Yeah, look, Olsen, you're looking at, I would say, a while.
Yeah,
I think last year he missed like 10 weeks. So I would think it's going to be around that as well.
All right, Doc. So it looks like we're going to be, for all intents and purposes, seeing 11 on the field next week, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm excited to talk to you after the game if he does play and get your thoughts on how he looked on the knee and how well he's progressed. I know everybody out there is excited for him to play. I'm a little nervous. I'm in the corner. Nervous and scared that like it's like my baby going on the field. I don't want him to get touched. Don't nobody touch him. Don't hit him. Put a red jersey on him. Nobody's allowed to hit him.
Touch my baby.
Don't touch him.
In case of emergency, break the glass.
Like I'm scared to put him on the field right now. I really am. I mean, we talked about it 2 weeks ago. He's so far away from a year still. I mean, he's 10 months.
Some guys
Right,
faster, man.
I understand, and you said Jesus wasn't falling from the sky. Well, if he's healed in 10 months and go out and be anywhere like the guy he was last year, Jesus did just fall from the sky.
That's happened before, though. Other guys have come back.
Who's came back in 10 months on the
Adrian
ACL
Peterson
at the
did.
quarterback position?
It's even worse. He's a running back.
It's his playing foot. That matters. Your step.
This guy runs the ball for a living. That's what we're talking
Well,
about.
it's a little. I'm just saying. Okay, you've seen one running
Not a
back.
plant foot.
Okay, this guy's an idiot. You've seen one
I'm
running.
an idiot now.
Yeah, because you've seen one guy do it now. Now it's easy to do. In 10
I'm not
months.
saying it's easy.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
saying it's
what I
been done.
one time.
It's been done more than that. What's the Colts back from about 10 months right now? Deshaun Watson, right?
He looked good. I said, who came back?
He looked okay today.
Yeah, who came back and right off the bat was
But guess what? That's what's going to happen. That's why I want him back sooner. If he passes everything, I want him back because he ain't going to look great right away. It's going to look a little rusty. He hasn't played in 10 months.
Yeah.
I expect him to be rusty.
Game's fast.
Yeah, that's why we need the running backs, man, to be healthy, man.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Take some pressure off of him.
Yeah. Looking like one of the biggest off-season loss was past that Blunt.
Yeah.
You definitely die for that right now. You love to have LeGarrette right now or somebody. I don't know. The three-headed monster worked well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Ajayi getting nicked up as he is, he's not the typical bell cow. You gotta spread it out.
I think they will. Hopefully Clement's not hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt on that late play.
I think he came back.
So hopefully he's all right. And then Darren hopefully is okay. And then I think you have to mix all three of them in because Ajayi's he just gets hurt. Like I feel like I'm afraid to give him 25 touches a game because I feel like he's going to get hurt, and we need him on the field because he's by far the most talented of the three.
Sure.
I would think. Yeah. So.
And that's a hammy, right, guys? That's a ham for Sproles.
Sproles.
Yeah,
Sproles a hammy.
That was in practice this week, but they said that they only expect him to miss this week, so he should be good moving forward.
Oh, the injury bug again, boys. I feel like we just went through this for a whole year with the injury bug. I don't know.
It's what happens.
I think
NFL.
It's hard to for 2 straight years. Like we were talking about, to play that card.
Yeah.
It's so important for Carson to come back and get back to somewhere where he was last year when he was cruising. It's so important for this football team moving forward. For him, whatever week it is, to get back and in a couple weeks find his groove.
I just think he needs to get that
when
first.
Stella found her groove, got her groove back.
Wow.
Let's go.
Stella, that's a bad bitch.
Okay, Angela Bassett. Okay. But I mean, like, if we're talking Carson, like, I just think he needs to get in there and take his first hit and then be like, all right, I'm okay, I'm good. Hopefully it's not a hit on the knee. That would upset all of us, I think. But hopefully just take a good hit, get up, know you're okay, and then then the juices are flowing.
I think Doc said that last week. Yeah, just get into the flow of the game.
Yeah, get in the flow.
Yeah.
So, Paul, before you leave, where can everybody, we're obviously going to put something up on our social media platforms in terms of, the seminar, the lower back, and the concussion seminar. But one more time for everybody that's listening, where can they get this information and where will the seminar be taking place at, and just some more information they can get?
Sure. So we got for the next 2 Thursdays, this coming Thursday and the following Thursday, the 20th and 27th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at our Cherry Hill office at 1990 Green Tree Road. You can actually call if you want to register 856-424-0993, or go online at www.specializedphysicaltherapy.com/workshops, and that landing page will get you set up with registering.
Awesome. Exciting stuff. Everybody out there's got a lower back issue. Get over. Let's go. Get it taken care of, or find out some ways you can get it taken care of. Yeah. Or just write in there. Say, Doc, can we do this right now?
Next step is wireless headsets. I mean, I got to keep, come on. I need a wireless headset.
I don't know where the wireless headset came into play.
Because he's got back issues.
Because I got
to sit up with the back issues.
You're setting him up with sciatica, aren't you? Jesus.
Paul, thanks for joining us again. Looking forward to talking to you next Sunday. Great insight, like always. Fun to talk to you. And go Birds.
Yeah, hopefully after an Eagles win next week.
You the man, Doc.
Yeah,
see
thanks,
you,
Paul.
All right, guys.
See you,
Thanks
Doc.
See you, Paul. Talk to you soon. So that was Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Find him right on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com, located Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. And we talked about the seminars he's going to be having. We'll put a post out on our social medias. In terms of the seminar, more information. We'll shoot it out. A2 day. You know where we're at, babe. So before we take a break on the other side, obviously, tons of more Eagles to talk to. We'll give a little look ahead to the Colts. Obviously, give our predictions because we'll be on next Sunday night.
A peekaboo?
Carson Wentz's return. We sort of talked about that already, but, if the family will talk more about 11, there's always time to talk about 11. We did a little Eagles-Bucs game recap. Obviously, everybody over on the Facebook side of things, Twitter, Instagram, head over to YouTube, head over to the site. That's where we're going for the second half of the show. I usually don't like doing shows after losses.
Dallas up 10-0, by the way.
Right.
End of the first
I hate
quarter.
doing shows after losses, but I'm okay right now. I'm not. There's no concern. Like later in the season, you might not see me. I might be hiding.
We're
Super Bowl champs.
okay.
We're Super Bowl champs.
You're okay showing your face.
Yeah, I'm good right now.
Well, that's what.
I'm good right now. 1-4. I might start.
I said that earlier. I said, was the game ugly
1-4? I might jump.
and concerning in a vacuum
Yeah.
of today's game? Yes, it was not pretty. But week 2, without 11, knowing 11's coming back next week, and we don't have to see 9 anymore, I'm good. We're real golden.
And most people had them 3-1 anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, there was at least a loss in there somewhere.
Maybe if you don't get it, no hiccup at Tennessee. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, 2 winnable games coming up
Oh, yeah,
on the schedule.
definitely.
And
Tennessee will play it tough at home. At Tennessee it's going to be a tough game, but Tennessee don't scare you. You look at them,
but
you're
that
like,
stadium's
Delaney
gonna be
Walker's
packed.
huge. It's a huge
That
loss.
stadium's going to be packed of Eagles fans.
oh yeah, 'cause that's the big travel one this year.
That stadium's going to be packed.
and so was Tampa. That went well.
Yeah,
There was tons of Eagles fans in
but you
Tampa.
didn't hear them
Well, they were there.
because we were down early.
they were around. You know,
Well,
they-
75-yard tee on the first play kind of
does
mellows
mute you.
that out a
Yeah.
little bit.
Gets people real quiet. All right, agree, disagree. HED Radio. On the other side, we'll continue our Eagles talk, answering your questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff. Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our doctor. Make him yours. Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Dr. Paul Vidal, located at Burlington, Cherry Hill, and Princeton, New Jersey. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic. Fucking jerk off on the 1s and 2s. And all the great family out there. We'll be right back.
Folks, Bob Mannery here, and you're listening to Agree to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick Delgazzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Second half kickoff. Agree, disagree. A2D Radio, live from the Real Talk Studios. Every Sunday, we're brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D on the ones and twos. Live from the Real Talk Studios, like we are every Sunday. And we started the show off by, really what was the most disappointing part of today's loss. Real simple. Was it the defensive play, offensive game plan, injuries, other, and some guys were, crushing Doug. For his game plan's it's not gonna get any better. If you think Carson's gonna come in and save Doug's, offense, you're crazy. And anybody who runs with that narrative, to me, is flat out clueless. Like if you think that Doug's game plan isn't better with Carson, You're flat out fucking nuts. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say that Nick's not good enough to the people out there and then blame it again on Doug. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at. I read this in the chat about 5 freaking times from a jabron who was running with that. That Doug. If you think Carson's going to save Doug's game plan, you're crazy.
Your Greg gave you that look like, don't look over here. Don't bring that shit over here.
Well, the guy was going to be the MVP of the fucking league. If you don't think he's going to make his offense better, then you're delusional. To anybody out there, that's just factual. Now, is it going to be the first week he gets back? No, I'm not saying that. But over time, them two are going to go hand in hand in this.
We're fine. Who
hand in
thinks
hand.
that we're not fine?
Because there's people that are idiots out there. There's plenty of idiots. You know where you live still, right?
I try not.
You didn't forget where you grew up.
I try
there's a lot of morons.
I try to put blinders on for the idiots.
It's kind of hard anymore. It's hard these days.
I know, it's real tough.
They're
Well, I mean,
they're
if you
everywhere,
I
and they're
sit
all
next-
over.
I
If
sit
you look
next to
around-
one every day.
If you look around, there's plenty of.
Every Sunday.
Which
you-
side?
If you
Debatable.
Both sides.
if you look around, there's plenty of crumbs to go around. How about Vontae Davis? He retired at halftime and quit on the Bills.
That was awesome.
Didn't let me pull that out, huh? You had to bring it out before. I almost quit at our halftime, fucking 5 minutes ago. Almost pulled a Vontae. That's amazing, though. Who does that?
That's the
I like
first
I like
time
the
in
Alexander-
NFL history where a guy actually just hung it up at half. Like, hey, I'm not getting it done.
He said he didn't even tell anybody. He told the,
taking
he
the
told
stuff out.
He told the coach, he's like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out.
The coach,
And they
what does that mean?
They asked
You're out where?
whatever the hell Alexander's name is. but
Lorenzo
Alexander, the linebacker, and he's like, I never seen that before in my life. He's like Pop Warner, high school, college. I never seen anything like that before in my life. He said, I didn't tell nobody. He said it's an absolute selfish move. And I totally agree with him. He's like, he leaves his all his teammates out to dry, basically. He's 100% right. It's a crumb move. We've known Vontae Davis to be a crumb for years.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing new for us. Joe Philbin told us he was a crumb fucking 10 years ago.
That's remember the Titans-esque right there. He's like, you want PD to take your position? You go tell him.
You go give it to
You
him.
go do it.
I just don't know what goes through the brain.
Yost! Yost, you about to take my son out, Yost! Kid's a star! This ain't no kid we're talking about. This kid's a star! Yost! He getting burned over the field. You shut up, girl!
I'm just saying.
He getting beat like he stole something. Ryan Gosling, I believe.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah.
And the little girl's hot now, whatever her name
Hayden
is.
Panettiere.
Yeah, that came out. That came out right.
I said now. I mean, Christ.
It's the way.
Pump the brakes.
Before the door gets kicked in.
She married one that
Before the
couldn't
door
go,
gets
brother.
kicked in, he fixed it.
Vontae Davis. I don't even have to quit.
He turned around and fucking Bugs Bunny right through the wall. Roadrunner. Beep, beep. Wilson's out of here.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, you know what? My most disappointing part of the loss, though, is really just the injuries continue to pile up. And,
Well, yeah, that's rough.
and that's more disappointing than the loss. And you know, I know I'm talking to Mikey the Greek. You know, he's like, you know, I'm not worried. Like usually after losses, you know, you won't see me. You know, and I think we all are like that to a point. I mean, I know I am. Like I'll hide under the covers. You won't hear or see from me for a while. You know, but this one's different.
Yeah, there's nothing to be worried about. I mean, there's pause for concern. I mean,
It's the
just
second
like
game.
anybody else. It's 2 weeks in.
We won a
You
trophy
know, so
last
you want to
year.
address some things that that need to be addressed, and you go from there. Like like Willie said, the bigger point is that you had a chance to get a stop there at the end. That's probably what you would
Yeah,
take
that's
away.
my issue.
That would probably make you more sick than anything. You know, being down 27-7, fighting back, and then having a chance to get off the field and maybe pull out a miracle.
Yeah. Well, guess what? That's
You know,
what
you
happened.
hang your hat on your defense. You hang your hat on the
last
defense.
fucking time we played them with Foles at QB.
2 times
was,
ago. His first.
With Foles at QB though.
Yeah. It was
All
2
right,
times ago. He's
well,
played
either
him
way.
twice, so
well,
yeah.
whatever. It was in Tampa, and he that's when we threw the touchdown pass to Macklin in the
Yep.
last second in the game for us to win. And I'm pretty sure we were down 27-13 with like 6 minutes left. I'm like, this is lining up to be the same thing, and then we can't get off the field. Defense at that point in the game, like I know we have a ton of yards all game, but that last 2 minutes right there, you can't let them get 2 first downs.
Yeah.
Nah.
You just can't. You got to get off the field.
And I haven't seen any pressers or any locker room stuff, but you really would like, as a fan, and to see somebody on that defense or a couple guys say, like, put it on them right there. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying they didn't.
Well-
I'm just
well,
saying,
yeah,
like,
I
saying,
think
hey, we
Malcolm-
got to get off the field here. Like, regardless of whatever happened, as bad as everything went all day, let's get off the field there. It doesn't mean we're going to score. Doesn't mean they're going to score on offense.
Yeah.
Let's get off the field there and give us a shot.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You're right. I don't know
Yeah.
about that part of the game specifically, but I do know Malcolm came out at least for the first play of the game, the bomb to D-Jack, and said, hey, that was on me. You know, and he did. If you watch the replay,
He's always accountable.
He
You know.
bit
Yeah,
early.
he's a guy that
and-
always
yeah.
stands up
He's
and says, hey, I didn't get it done.
He's
And,
accountable.
Yep.
and guess what? Them kind of guys you can live a lot more with when guys are just afterwards, hey, I wasn't good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Or,
You know what I mean? You're like,
listen,
oh,
even-
yeah, we know.
But even if you
we know.
But even if you want to shield them, then how about Jimmy? Then how about Jimmy owns up? Because
Yep.
last week you guys told me that he slammed the headset down and said, "I did my job."
Yeah.
How about coming back a week later and saying, "Maybe I didn't do my job"? And then
See,
people,
Jimmy's a
people
hider.
respect that.
Jimmy's
People
a hider,
like
though.
that
You
shit.
guys know that, right?
You know?
I mean, Jimmy.
People eat that shit up.
Jimmy's not. The bravado goes away in losses.
Oh, he's a front runner.
Yeah,
He's a
you know what I'm
front
saying?
runner.
And
He's a front
that's why, to me, when everybody was worried about him getting a head coaching job, I kept telling him he ain't getting a head coaching job. He's done that lap before. That's not coming around again, especially for defense coordinator. When you see it, everybody wants an offensive guy running their show. Right? At most teams. I mean, there's teams that'll go out there and bring in a defensive guy, but the majority of NFL teams, they want their head coach being an offensive guy of some sort because they see all the success that offensive guys are having. When you talk about Sean McVay, when you talk about Doug Peterson, and the list goes on offensive guys that are just hired that are having a ton of success. And now everybody's going to – it's a copycat league, so now everybody's going to jump on that next offensive guy. That's why I knew he wasn't going to get hired because there's defensive guys out there that are better, like a Matt Patricia. You know what I mean? That better name, right? Better pedigree of success that are more of a sell to a franchise than Jim Schwartz, especially for the Lions who already been down that road.
Right.
So they're not
Yeah,
going to
but
go out and bring – you know what I mean?
Patricia
They're-
looking good over
I was just
there.
gonna
No,
say.
I know that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, to them, they're not going to go down the Jim Schwartz road
Douchebag with his fucking
because they already
pants on his
did it.
hair.
They already did that road. So they got – you know what I mean? They went defensive
I
side of the
understand.
football again, which I think is
And
a
they're-
joke.
yeah,
And you see the results.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
they're,
got
they're,
Jim
wishing
Bob
they're
Cooter.
wishing they bought insurance.
Oh, Jim
Can we
Bob
send this
Cooter?
back?
Jim Bob Cooter's still
Return
out
to
there.
sender. Lions are like, can we?
Bill,
we
are you
bought
watching
insurance?
us up there?
Can
Because we
we
got to
buy-
get this guy back.
Dude, fuck, why didn't we buy insurance? It's like fucking, the dealer showing a queen. You're like, insurance? No. Fucking 821, you motherfucker. Can we send Patricia back? Oh, my God.
Yeah, the Giants look good, huh?
I mean, I think most people that were smart said this. Some people thought they were going to be really
Oh, God,
good.
dude. You picked all these games week 1, and half of them were wrong, and now you want to crown yourself because you got something right. I got the tape. I got the freaking tape, and I was freaking like 13-2, and you're running around crowning yourself because you picked the Cowboys.
Ooh, wow.
Something crazy.
who was
We
I-
had great numbers
First
week
off,
1.
who was
This guy
I,
not
who
so
was
much.
I crowning?
You just crowned your pick of the Cowboys. That's what you just did.
No.
No,
Said they were second best
all
team.
I said was that the Giants aren't good.
No, you said
The Dallas was the
some
second
guys
best team.
could have told you.
I do.
It's a
You do.
backhanded
I know.
fucking shot.
I know.
Don't you run from
I'm
your
not running
backhanded
from
shot.
Dallas being the second best team.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying everyone was hopping on the Giants, and I'm not. I don't think that they're good. I told you they should have drafted Darnold.
You and your fucking shorts and that T guy. Yeah, keep crowning that, babe.
What?
He looked great today, too. Keep crowning Sam Darnold.
For
Stinks.
345, he'll be fine. He'll be a good player.
All right, he's okay.
he's
It's too
okay.
blonde for
You're-
me, babe.
you're an idiot.
It's too pretty boy for me.
You're a
It's a
moron.
little too USC pretty boy for me. You know that success rate.
That's
mean,
fine.
obviously, if
you
he-
wanted to blow Mariota. He's good.
I never wanted
he
to blow
hits-
Mariota.
Yeah, you did.
I said I would have traded
Yeah,
for him
you
at the
would've
time.
traded
You would have
everyone-
said it.
you
You
would've
said the
traded
same
the entire
thing. You
fucking
sat
team
here and
for
said the same
You
thing.
would've traded the
You
entire team for
were lying a
You were
bunch of
like-
cocks
you were
up.
like,
You were
give
lying
me-
a bunch of
give me
cocks up. You
Marcus
crumb.
Chip.
You
You
crumb.
fucking crumb.
You were all
You're the
over.
worst
You
crumb
said
in the
3
world.
firsts and Fletcher. You
I
crumb.
never fucking said 3-1 and Fletcher. You're a fucking lying piece of shit. It's amazing.
You did say
This
Kendricks
fucking
and
guy.
Fletcher.
Fucking Elon Musk over here.
You did say
pass the weed, Elon.
you fucking liar. He said Kendricks, Cox, and a first, and you do it. You said it.
I never said that.
You fucking
Genius.
said
I would
it.
trade Kendricks in a
Kendricks.
heartbeat. He's fucking sick.
Now you would have
You
been back
wanted to
then.
blow Kendricks too.
You're an ass. You gotta buy a close somewhere.
God, just fucking mouthful of Marcus over there you had.
A mouthful of Marcus coming out of college. I thought he was gonna be a good player. The injuries hurt the growth.
Stinks.
Okay, I'm not saying he's good now. I'm just saying the injuries hurt the growth. That's all. That's facts, man.
Or
When
he
guys
just stinks.
and that could be too, Wells, or the fact that the guy got hurt. But whenever he's in football games, they won games when he played. So he's got to have something going on that's right. You got to give him at least that fucking credit. You crumb. You can't have it both ways. The guy's hurt all the time. He didn't have a chance to develop.
How's he always hurt?
Because he's always fucking hurt. Watch him again. Okay, now I got to go here. Because I just got to prove fucking cats wrong. Because I guarantee.
All right, well, stay healthy.
Yeah, all right. Oh, now you're gonna switch it. Now you can't switch it now.
You can't even spell his name right. Look at you.
Was it me? Or,
Fuck, I don't care how to spell his fucking
like,
name.
We
was
have,
it
a
me
guest
or
on,
when,
we have a guest on the bat phone.
Hang on, Greek, 1 second. Was anybody else? Is it me or like Doc was talking about blood flow? Like just giggling. I just have such a fucking time.
Love you.
And he's like talking blood flow, and he said something about Steph. I go, oh fuck, Doc, I was cracked up. I was lost right there on the line. Like without proper blood flow, you get stiff. No shit. Yes, sir.
I thought proper blood flow gets you. Proper blood flow gets you stiff.
Elephant.
Hold on. Let me just pull this up.
You guys, you spelled
this
Mariota
fucking guy.
wrong. That was classic. And what do you want? Is this Google's brother? Wow.
I don't
What
know
the
what
fuck
that
is
is.
this?
No, you're an expert.
It's like
Now,
I have
you're
no
Mr.
idea.
Internet
I don't
expert.
Are we
We
sponsored
just
by
got you.
Wow? What
We
the
just
fuck
got
is
you.
this?
We just got you in the chat last week, and now you're the internet expert.
I-
we just got you
I
in the
never
chat.
even heard of anyone even look up wow.com.
You're not
All I
even
know is
going.
wow.com.
You can't even comment on the Facebook. You got to come
What
in for
is
the text.
wow.com?
You know what I mean? Now
Someone
you're,
please
now
tell
you're,
No, I'm an absolute
Tom,
fucking issue.
Tom made
I
this
mean,
one.
I don't know
That's
what the
why he
fuck
said
it
Where's
is.
Little Bow Wow?
Dude,
Were you looking up
it's
Little
a-
Bow Wow? What is
It's
it?
a home screen. I don't know why WoW comes up as a
Wow.
home screen.
Wow.
Wow.com.
You said that. You said that.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh,
you
you
fuck
said
out
that.
of here.
Favorites.
You
Check.
said
You
that.
fucking jerk off.
Wow.
Check.
Wow.
No notes. Wow.
Bow wow.
That's why he don't use Google. He uses wow.
Like,
Yeah, at least use Bing.
he's still in
I mean,
it.
if you're not
He's
gonna
doing right now. He's
Shut
doing.
the fuck up.
Do it.
I didn't set it to wow.
Get a pot holder. Get a pan holder. It's hot. It's hot in the middle. And leave an oven mitt. Leave an oven mitt.
Should I try?
The Greek is here. Let's not
Yeah.
ignore the Greek.
Mikey the Greek on the Real Talk line. What's up, brother?
Greek.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
What up?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Same old shit, brother. Here's your platform. Anything you got? Go ahead.
Your thoughts on the
Can y'all
game?
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We got you.
All right, so my thoughts on the game. Doug had a shitty game. The whole fucking everybody had a shitty game. I don't care who it was. The refs had a fucking shitty game. Let's start with Doug Peterson, man. Doug Peterson did not call this game with Nick Foles the way he used Nick Foles in the playoffs last season, which is expected. Okay, we know that we wasn't going to have Nick Foles, that Nick Foles, because that Nick Foles was Super Foles, and that Nick Foles wasn't going to be the Foles that we got this year because, I don't know, he was just fired last year in the playoffs.
That's what happens when you go to
But
Baltimore.
what I did see from Doug that was different was he's being very conservative with Foles within the past 2 games. He's not pushing the ball down the field as much. One play that I remember, because I was at the game today, one play I remember is he tried to use he just tried to be way too cute. He tried to use one way. He faked the screen one way, turned Foles around, and then threw it another way. And, the defense got their hands on it, batted it down. It's just shit like that. Like, stop being too cute. Do what made you successful last year. Be ballsy. Throw it down the field. Nick Foles, I don't know if he's calling the game conservative because he knows Nick Foles is lacking the confidence.
Or how about personnel, Greg?
That could be.
You think is it a personnel issue? I mean,
no Alshon.
Who stretches the field? I mean, Nelson should.
I don't know.
No, you know what I mean? But he should be.
But at the same time, I don't see Nick Foles leading his receivers. And again, it could be, the first 2-3 weeks is an extension of the preseason to me. They're still trying to find their footing, their rhythm. They're still trying to gel as a team. But as a quarterback, and I was a quarterback in high school, not a very good one, but I was still a quarterback. You lead your receivers open. You throw the ball. Your receiver don't have to be open every fucking play. Lead that motherfucker open. Throw it to a place where, you know what I'm saying? Throw it to a place where only the receiver can get it.
Where only motherfuckers will be, baby.
Absolutely.
Greek, did you sling it in high school?
Lead them to where an open motherfucker would be.
That's it.
Yeah, I was not. I was okay. I could throw a damn ball, but I just ain't got the brain to be a quarterback, to be honest.
You fit right in, then. You fit right in.
Greek, this is your chance to lie, Greek. We don't judge anybody.
Linebacker that lights people up.
There you go.
Yeah, more fun to deliver the hit than get hit.
Definitely.
So you were at the game today, right?
What happened?
You were at the game today?
I was at the game. I was in the end zone. Not in the end zone, but I had end zone seats. It was just one of those games, man. It was a fucking, it was an anomaly. This game was one of those games you have that I see the Eagles have every year. They always have that one fucking game. It's like, how did they come out and play like this? And then the next week they come up and they put 45 points on the board and they go on a 9-game fucking winning streak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen
Kansas City last year. Kansas City game last year.
Yeah, Kansas City game, for instance. I mean, they didn't blow the fucking load, not blow the load, but they didn't totally suck in KC last year like they did today.
Stiff.
I mean, the whole game, they just blew. The defense blew. Darby and Mills, holy fuck! Like it's not rocket science. If you got DeSean Jackson on one side, you're not going to put Jalen Mills on him and not have a safety over the top. So who the fuck is making these decisions? I don't understand Jim Schwartz's logic here. You know what I mean? Put Darby. You want to put him in isolation? Put Darby on him. Speed versus speed. So I can't knock Mills for that touchdown, but I will knock Darby for that touchdown by O.J. Howard. Because
make a tackle.
Yeah,
make a tackle.
Yeah, if I was in that locker room and I was a teammate of Darby's, if I'm in that locker room, I'm calling his bitch card because that motherfucker just sat there and he whiffed on purpose. I was right there. He was pussy as fuck. He did not want to see any parts of O.J. Howard.
Yeah, O.J. Howard was coming with steam, and Darby said, "Ole."
Yeah, he said, "Nope, I want the rest of my career, and I am not getting fucked up on one play." And that's what happened. But still, I mean, that's as an Eagles fan, you see shit like that, and you're like, okay, this guy ain't willing to lay it out for our team. So it kind of, we sit back and we're like, yo, how much confidence do we really have on this motherfucker? Like, I can't see Rasul Douglas doing that shit. If Rasul was in his place or Sidney Spencer in his place, would they have done the same thing? I think Rasul would have made that tackle.
Well, it definitely trickles down. You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't get off the field, like we talked about earlier, at the end to give their offense a chance. And, it's just one of those things where, they see that earlier and it's like, hey, this guy's going to be horseshit. The rest of us sometimes, we all become horseshit,
So, listen, Greek, was there a lot of Eagles fans there today, though?
Oh, my God, bro. It was, let me tell you, the Eagles, they have a contingency of Eagles fans in Tampa called the Tampa-Delphia Eagles. I think we all know about them. And they show out each and every fucking year. Every time I go to that stadium, it's like, I can't say it's 50-50 because obviously it's Tampa Bay, but it's maybe 60-40.
Wow.
I'll go that route. It's
Solid.
maybe 60-40.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
We always
it's,
travel well.
Yeah, Eagles fans out there, they are deep. They are loud. We're obnoxious. I've seen it all game.
We're cool with
we
it.
definitely showed out. But we were a little bit. We were a little bit under wraps because of the way the team played. It was very disappointing.
It doesn't help going down 7-0 after one play.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah, it was. We didn't even care. We didn't even care about that. Like we saw that the next fucking. It was the. It was the way the team played. It was after that slap in the face that said that from DeSean Jackson. Okay, cool. You got us, smack us in the face. We're like, all right, now you bitches woke us up. Now you're gonna get the real Eagles team. Because we didn't show up as the real Eagles team, I think that's what let us down. We were like, okay, what the fuck? We showed up. Where the fuck is our team now?
I think that was a vibe for most people.
But that's the thing, though. Without our weapons, without Carson, on the offensive side of the ball, isn't that what our team is, though?
Yep.
You know
Well,
what
we
I
need
mean?
to run. We need to run the ball more. Obviously, Ajayi getting banged up hurt us, but we have to run. I feel like our identity is that we should run down people's throats, and.
Well, I think it's a different team now. To be honest with you, and it's not, and it's a different team by a long shot because of one person that we didn't bring back. You know who that one person is?
Pass that blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt.
See,
And I knew it. I knew it from the time I was hoping, and I made statuses and posts in the group about it. I said, LeGarrette Blunt, he's probably the reason. It's so hard to say this, but he's probably one of the reasons why we ended up being a Super Bowl caliber team last year. Okay, not just the sole reason, but one of the many reasons that we were a Super Bowl caliber team last year because he provoked, he put that fear in the defenses. When they seen him rumbling and bumbling, nobody wanted that any part of LeGarrette Blunt. He brought a certain swag, a certain fear factor to this group, to the offense that I've never seen anybody else bring to our offense.
Absolutely, Mike.
Punisher. He punished you.
Yeah.
That's not as far-fetched statement as you think it is. You're spot on there.
Nah,
They don't want to hit that blunt.
Yeah.
It's too big.
Yeah, he punished people, man.
Not at all. That's a
punish
big
people.
blunt to smoke, man.
Absolutely.
And nobody wanted that smoke.
Ain't nobody want that smoke on that big blunt.
Fourth quarter.
Nobody wanted that smoke.
And always,
everybody's tired.
And he wears the D down.
Yeah, fourth
Wears
quarter,
them
everybody's
down. Wears
tired,
them
and
down.
he just punishes you, man, and then he'll pop one.
Yeah, and Jay Ajayi's just, I know Jay Ajayi's physical and all, but he's not LeGarrette Blunt.
I think he
So they
can.
can't-
I think he can wear the defense down too, though. But he can't keep getting banged up. We got to feed him, and we don't feed him.
They can't. I don't think they can feed him like they could feed LeGarrette Blunt. But I do think you can split time between LeGarrette and Corey Clement and make up for LeGarrette Blunt's production. Okay, as a bowling
As
ball.
a tandem,
You know
I
what
got
mean?
you. Yeah.
But listen, at the end of the day, if you can't,
but they need to use LeGarrette. They need to use Corey. Stop feeding the ball to Sproles. Sproles is too old. Give him about 10 touches a game, from the running back position.
I think Sproles should be more of a receiver. He should be more screen game, stuff like that.
Yeah, screen game, punt return. He's just too old. He's I don't even want to say too old because he's still a little fucking Mighty Mouse motherfucker. He's still great. But yeah, he just you can't feed him the rock as a running back anymore. Get him out on the screen game, get him into mismatches in the open field, and that's how we need to use him. But Corey Clement, Jay Ajayi, even sprinkle in some fucking Smallwood here and there. And I'm tired of Smallwood. I don't know why, but I'm just not a fan of him.
Yeah.
Get that little dick dude off the field. Fucking
Yeah,
old Smallwood.
I mean, he's okay, but I think he's just a waste of a roster.
Yeah, he is.
spot.
He's just around for special teams. That's all. They would have kept Adams if it wasn't for the special teams.
Who?
Prowess.
Experience.
Well, they would have kept, they would have kept the Adams kid if it wasn't for the special teams.
Josh Adams?
Yeah, that's it. Sproles. I mean, Small was just around for special teams.
Did Josh even make the 53? I thought Josh got cut.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
get
he
cut.
did. He did. I'm saying like that's Smallwood. To your point, Smallwood's only around for some special teams garbage. Yeah.
Well, listen, let's be real, boys. At the end of the day, we can talk about pounding the ball and establishing the run and all that great stuff. But if you can't stretch the field, like we haven't been able to the first 2 weeks of the season, it's going to be uphill sledding to be able to run the ball and run it consistently well. You know what I mean? It just is.
And that's the thing is that's what I didn't understand about today's game. Today's game, I mean, Doug started passing and passing and passing. I mean, maybe I was just in the stands and I couldn't get a good vantage point because I was in the end zone or whatever. But I would have liked to see him run the ball more. And instead, I know we went down 7-0, but run the ball more to open it up. I mean, you can't call the game like it's Carson Wentz and you can just sling it. You know what I mean? And if you do, then fucking sling it. Don't use these short little pussy passes like you're playing patty cake with Nick Foles, man. You know what I mean? All these little short passes, they just don't do much. They just don't.
They're really the game plan is like he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what the game plan looks like to me. Like there's, we talk about Doug, and I love Doug, and Doug's a big confidence builder with guys, but the game plan to me doesn't instill confidence from what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking a shot, but like Nick, what Nick does well, and we were just watching because it came up on Sunday Night Football, was the deep ball to Alshon in the Super Bowl. But what Nick does well is he stretches the field, right? And to me, the fact that I haven't seen Nelson Aguilar run a straight fly route yet is amazing to me. I mean, that's a kid with speed.
Yeah.
That's a kid who can get off coverage well. He's obviously our best wideout right now, and I haven't seen him try to stretch the field. Now, I don't know about today because I was at a tournament all day, so I'm really going off of me like looking at it on my phone as I'm going through. But from what I looked at, there was no stretch.
We had one
It's like
completion
he goes
of
in.
20
It's like
yards.
he goes in the
Zach
slot,
Ertz.
and then you just can't go deep.
Yeah, that's
hey, I'm in the
absolutely
slot, and I can't go deep.
Yeah. We had one completion
That's-
for over 20 yards today. It was the first one all year, and it was to Zach Ertz in
And that's
the
absolutely
third,
ridiculous.
fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, your tight
Yeah,
end shouldn't have your
and-
longest pass catch. When you have a quarterback who loves to stretch it, and you can't sit here and tell me that teams are running two safeties over top all day to keep him from throwing over top. You can't tell me that. Nobody's out there is going to sell me on the fact that they're running cover 2 all day on your ass and you can't stretch it.
We didn't have a receiver in that was stretching them.
But this is my point. There was no Grimes, okay, and there was no Hargraves today. You stretched the fucking field early on. They took a shot early on, and you got all your dogs for the fight. You know what I mean? You gotta retaliate with something like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, but there was a few plays, fellas. There was a few plays where I seen them do. They did try to stretch the field, but the thing is that Nick Foles drops back, and if the guy, it's his fucking confidence level, man. He drops back and he double clutches, and I don't know what happened with the O-line today, but he didn't really have much time back there, and he starts running out of the pocket. You know what I mean? And he just doesn't pull the fucking trigger. Like, at least Nick, just throw the fucking ball. Give your damn receiver a chance. Throw it to a spot, and I don't think Nick understands this. Maybe he does, and I'm just stupid, but throw it to a spot where only your guy can get it, where he locates the ball. The quarterback is running behind, trying to keep up, and he's in probably panic mode, okay, to where he's got to follow the receiver. If he looks back, cool. When he looks back, he's going to be not out of the zone, but he's not going to be able to get to the ball to where the receiver is. You don't have to throw the ball to the receiver. Throw it to a point where the receiver will locate the ball and go to the ball. You know what I mean? The great quarterbacks do that.
We're with you, Muggy. I'm with you.
That.
Well, yeah,
absolutely. Well, hopefully we see Carson do that next week. Now, what are your thoughts?
Man, I hope so.
What are your thoughts on next week at home against Indy?
At home against Indy, Andrew Luck. Man, I'll tell you what. If we have Carson Wentz back, as much as I want to say we're gonna as much as I want to say that we're gonna blow them out, you know what I mean? I can't. I got to see Carson. Until Carson gets comfortable, he's not just gonna go in there and be the Carson of old.
Absolutely,
he's gonna go out there. He's gonna have thoughts in his mind. You know what I mean? Oh, can I do this? Can I do that? Until he actually does these things and he regains the confidence in his play with his legs that he did before, then we may not see the Carson of old for another couple weeks. But as long as he's in there and he's making plays from the pocket, I think we'll be fine. And I do think we'll win this next week. I think Carson being in there will light a fire under this team, and they'll be like, okay, we got our leader back. All right, our general, fucking Leonidas is back. 300. Let's go kill these motherfuckers.
I like it.
Persia.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the energy in that building will be
Sparta.
I think the energy in that building will be
Exactly,
fucking
man.
rocking all night long.
I think it's gonna be a confidence booster for the whole team.
Fucking A.
That's what happens.
You got a
That's what
score?
happens, you know?
You got a score prediction for us?
Score. I'm gonna pull one out of my ass, and I'm gonna say
That was before you. That was when you were out.
17 birds.
All right.
Carson comes out and he has a three touchdown game.
Love it.
No Russ there. Knocking it off.
Now,
Rust-Oleum.
question is Alshon gonna play?
Not yet, I don't think, no.
I almost feel like them two are tied at the hip on when they come back. I almost feel like they're aiming for a return together because everything, I've gauged through the situation. As soon as you hear a little rumbling about 11 coming back, I agree with you. But as soon as you hear a rumbling about 11 coming back, Alshon's tied in the same conversation. It's been like that since training camp. They're almost tied at the hip on when they're coming back. I don't know why, but it seems like every time you hear 11, oh, here comes Carson. Week three return. You're going to get a tweet tomorrow, guaranteed, coming out. Well, Alshon aiming a week 3 return. Like, it's just.
Well, also, too, if he doesn't come back week 3, then why was he on the pup? And then we can have that roster spot, too. Like, it just doesn't make
in terms
much
of Alshon,
sense.
yeah.
Sometimes they're all, now you're looking week 4.
They were talking right from jump that it was 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
So
right
week
from
3.
jump, it was about, Alshon missed the first 2 games. And then some reports started coming out that it might be about 4 games, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's this week at home. I think they bring all the puppies back.
And also, I hate hearing from these guys and these Eagles groups that like, we need to get Dez Bryant, we need to get Josh Gordon, we need to
Yes,
get
we do.
fucking.
No, we don't.
Hold
Keep
on,
going, Muggy.
listen now. Let me tell you. We do not the way to fix the offense right now, okay, is not a new receiver. These receivers, okay, we got Mike Wallace. I don't know if he's come back. Is he hurt? Is Mike Wallace hurt?
He's in a boot, so
He
it's
got
not
carted off,
quick.
So is he going to play next week? Or what's
He's
going
in a
on?
boot with an ankle injury. Their severity isn't known yet.
Oh, okay. Well, if he plays, okay, let's talk about that for a second. Mike Wallace just didn't snap of the finger. Now Mike Wallace sucks. You know what I mean? Who else we got? We got
That's exactly why you go out and call and get Dez or Josh Gordon now.
Yeah,
That's exactly. Who else do you have?
Dez.
We got Clay Aiken out there.
You got American Idol Clay Aiken.
If we do get anybody, it's gonna be Josh Gordon. If I agree with anybody, I'll give Josh Gordon a shot. Dez Bryant, fuck no. He ain't got no speed. He's got no separation, and he doesn't even have the fucking jump ball ability anymore. He just doesn't. He doesn't have that ability.
Is that a product of?
That's why nobody has taken a shot on him. But the way you fix this receiving core right now isn't a new receiver. It's by getting Carson Wentz back out there, and Carson Wentz will fix it internally because he makes every fucking body better. He would make Nay Brown look like Jerry fucking Rice.
Nay. Love the Nay reference.
Brown.
No, I mean, listen, I can't disagree with that because I've been preaching the same thing. I mean, I said I'll go and kick the tires on Dez just because of right this second, this wide receiver core is in shambles in terms of injuries. It's tough. Right, where you got DeAndre Carter and Shelton Gibson out there. That's ugly to me. So right this second, yeah, I'll kick it, but I do believe when 11 gets back that he'll make everybody better. I just have that faith in him. Now, Will says, you think Jesus is falling from the sky. Well, I think the closest goddamn thing that Jesus is falling from the sky, and it's going to be this Sunday.
Ginger.
I just,
Listen, I love the guy. I'm just saying, I expect him to be a little rusty.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not talking about week 3 when he comes back that he's going to make everybody around him better. I say by week 6 and 7, he's making everybody around him better. That's sort of my gauge with him.
Also understand that when Carson does come back, they're not going to call an all-out game plan for him. It's going to be a safe game plan, one where he could just get his feet wet and still make the types of throws that he's accustomed to playing. They're not going to have him running out in the pocket and doing all this fucking. I hope Carson doesn't do it himself because he's just a competitor like that. But
I think if he's ready to go, he's ready to go, Mikey.
Then stick with Nick Foles if that's the case.
Yeah.
I think if he's ready to go, he's ready to go.
I agree. And
I could see them. I could see
If
them
it's a
with
Doug I
ferocious-
know, Mikey,
Yeah.
if it's a Doug I know, it's play action, take a shot, first play of the game. If it's the Doug I know,
I could
right?
see. I
mean,
could see a safe pass early,
Oh.
just to get him going.
I smell a play action
maybe an
shot.
out.
Safe play
To
action to Josh
To
Gordon.
Sheldon Gibson, and it sticks in his face mask.
Yeah.
Carson
Yeah,
sticks it
and
right in
I
his
don't
face
mean-
mask. Boom!
That's the only thing he's
Like
catching.
hot hands Hanen.
That's the only thing he's catching.
And I don't mean that safe game plan where we're gonna baby him, but we're also not gonna do like little bootlegs and making him run all around and from one side of the field to the next.
I agree. Yeah.
I think you just gotta.
Everybody, but he's just a playmaker.
I think you just gotta be. You just gotta tell Carson, like, listen, be smart, get down, don't take as many hits, but play your game.
Yeah, you can't.
Absolutely.
Because it's just hard to make him anything that he's not. Like, he's just a playmaker. He's a
He
football player.
he
you know what I
said it. He said, "I'm not changing the kind of player
No,
the
he
way
can't.
I play the game." And
it's
people
not.
out there were like, people out there were in full
he
fucking blown panic. Like, what? He's not going to change the way he plays the game. What are you talking about? What do you mean change the way?
Offense, he makes the whole offense so much more dynamic and so much better. I mean, from all phases. Number one, the passing game, obviously, okay? Because right now, if Carson was playing against Tampa, they wouldn't be playing the fucking run. They wouldn't be playing the run defensively.
Oh.
They'd be playing because they aren't scared. They are not scared of Nick Foles' passing ability, but they're scared of Carson Wentz's passing ability. So they'd be playing the pass a hell of a lot more.
Mike, why was
than
their
playing the
defense so successful early on last year? Now, it carried over throughout the whole season, but early on in the year, we were really successful because we got leads. We got leads, and guys can go pin it. You know what I mean? They go pin it back and go
we
get.
We got leads, and the run game was so much more open. Okay, lanes were so much more because they weren't calling defensive defensive. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? To defend the run. You know what I mean? They weren't trying to defend the run. They were more scared of Carson's stretching the field, hitting guys on the run. You know, they were scared of Carson's passing ability more than the run, so they would defend the pass more than they would defend the run.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
When Carson gets back,
Opens up holes.
when Carson gets back in there, expect Jay Ajayi and expect Corey Clement to have some fucking games because our run is going to open up.
No, I completely agree with that. It might not be week 3, boys, but as it goes on, and he's just late. I mean, with this kid. Before we let you go, Mike, with this kid, he's just such a fucking worker that it's like we want to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to expect some rust. And that's natural, right? Like it's normal to say that because that's usually what happens. With this son of a bitch, I feel he comes out in slings. Like, I mean, how fast he recovered from the injury, his work ethic.
This
motherfucker, I just feel it comes out and he just lights lamps. I have that vibe when he steps on the field again. And I know it's crazy because – no, I say whatever the fuck I want. And it's like –
Tom's insinuating he's sleeping with mothers. We're not even doing that. I just think he's going to sling.
I think he's slinging. That's all. I just think I'm not saying he throws for 400. You know what I mean?
I think he can have a solid game. I think there might be some throws where he's a little high. Maybe to get going just because of the speed of the game, and he's been just practicing, hasn't been out there for the speed of the game. Maybe he's a little fast at first, But I think he'll settle in. He'll settle in nicely.
Yeah,
and I'd like to do it at home. That's why I want him to start this game because at home.
Yeah, he'll settle in. He'll be high on some throws. He'll be low on some throws, and that's not anything to do with rust. But I think it'll have a lot to do with his adrenaline. He's gonna be fucking pumped up to be out there with his fellas. So he's going to settle in, and by about the second quarter, you're going to see him settle back down and get back to who Carson Wentz is.
I was just going to say, because
Well,
the bottom line is
let's
he
get
has to be him. You know what I mean? You'll take it, you don't, knock on wood, whatever it is, you'll take that over, 12 years of being just somebody else and just, not who he is, just playing, being a stiff.
He's going to play his game.
That's what I'm saying. So even if it's less than,
Absolutely.
even if it ain't 15 years, you'll take, say 8-9 years of Carson, playing the way he should play.
And his injury was a fluke injury, man. I mean, he was mid-air. You don't tear your ACL mid-air. You know what I mean? Nobody's ever done it except Carson Wentz.
Just the way the two guys hit him was just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fluke injury. Listen, let the man play his game. Just I want him to play smarter and just to understand his valuability, if that's a fucking word.
Value.
It is now. We just made it one, brother.
It is now. I'm gonna fucking put that bitch in Webster's.
Motherfucker.
All right, brother. Yo, great talking to you.
Greeker. Good shit, bro.
All right, fellas, man. Stay up. Let's keep that positive attitude going. Let's get this win next week.
Hell yeah. Back to
Absolutely,
back.
Mike.
Back to back. Later, brother.
Greeky out.
All right, A2D.
Later.
Late. And the Cowboys driving right up their ass. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's about the, status quo from everybody is, nobody's really concerned right now. I mean, there's people out there that are, but I think the majority of fans are pretty calm about it compared to what we usually are after losses.
A lot of nervous jabrones.
There is.
Couple of bruns out there.
Yeah, I mean, again, early on, you're gonna have one of these duds. We referenced it already. Kansas City last year. But I think last year the difference is we went into that Kansas City game not expecting to win, and then realizing, hey, we threw this game away.
Yeah.
As opposed to this year, hey, if we're who we're supposed to be, this game is a blowout.
We didn't run the fucking ball last year in that game at I think 11 times.
Well, I think in that game too we got down early as well.
Yeah. SJM says Giants O-line is horrendous. They're weaker than the Levies and Katrina.
Oh shit! Trina talk.
Oh, Giants talk. Where's Spells at? Hopefully watching a good game, Spells.
Clay Ferguson says the Giants have 2 turnstiles at tackle. Yeah, well, that's fucking well documented.
That's well documented. That's why they'll stink again this
year.
year.
So, boys, let's give our predictions for next week and get the fuck out.
Yeah, there's no reason to panic.
What do you got, Sweeps? Next week.
There's Gabe Kapler, Manager of the Year. Guys out there, you know who you are.
You guys know.
So you guys can keep.
You guys got to look yourselves in the mirror.
Panicking about the bird.
Actually, it's fucking Peter. It's old Pete Young. It's probably swallowing Gabe as we speak. Wow,
go ball,
Dak.
Wide open.
Wide the fuck open.
Couldn't get any more
Good
open.
ball, Dak.
That's incredible.
Rico Gathers, who made his name doing what? Where?
Gathers. Baylor. Played the hoops at Baylor. Fucking monster.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Looks.
Yeah, he was a basketball player.
Me and Wills.
Yeah, we're here. He's not.
Oh my God!
Next
I
week,
can make that
even without 11, I look for obviously a bounce back and the Birds get it done at home.
I expect a very good defensive show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hungry day.
I'm thinking like a 27-13, something like that, 27-16. They'll score some points because Luck will get some points.
Yeah,
but
he's in the 17 range.
But I think for sure we definitely play a lot better. And I think the defense shows up and we win this game pretty easily, pretty handily, I'll say.
Yeah, I'm going 24-17, but I think that 17 comes on like a late touchdown. Like I don't think the game is like
as close.
I gotcha, close. I think the Eagles are up, and then our defense responds, and I think that's with either Nick or Carson back, because I do expect if Carson's back, it's not going to be. And he was right. Mike, you agree? We're not going to be guns blazing right away with Carson. It's going to be a little slow turn. Maybe second half we pick it up a little bit. But I think it's like 27-17 or 24-17.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I believe it's a bounce back either way.
30-17, I'm looking Birds.
But like I said, I can't trust him with what's out there offensively right now to be able to get it done and put up enough points on the board. It's a fear of mine right now. And with 11, I do feel like there's going to be some rust and stuff like that. But I get a better feel that we'll put up some more points with him behind center than with Nick. I don't know. It's just the vibe I'm getting. There's no chemistry out there with the guys that are out there besides Nelson and Ertz, and you can tell by the targets them guys are getting, and it's scary. It really is, because with no Alshon and now no Mike Wallace for however long, it doesn't look good on the outside, and it's showing, and it showed today, and it even showed Thursday a little bit, where there's not enough weapons out there. And we've been down this road before, and
we'll see. Like I said, that's going to be the true test. I mean, talking about the greatness of 11. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's only his third year, and obviously coming off a major injury. But can he have the Brady effect? Right? That's when not putting him in that echelon. I'm just saying. But that's when that you're going down that road. You're going down Goat Road, right? Goat Boulevard, right? Because Tommy
out walking goats.
Because Tommy, he's had Gronk and he had Moss for a year when he threw 7,000 touchdowns. But besides that, it's a bunch of white guys that from the YMCA. You know what I mean? That he's done it with all these years.
Actually, Chris Hogan was a fucking was your squad, right?
Yeah, MU,
Mommy was a lacrosse player.
No, for hoops there. Excuse me.
Football
there.
Monmouth.
Penn State.
Lacrosse,
Penn
Penn State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Football.
But no, you're absolutely
Nation.
right. Like, if Carson can make a legitimate wide receiver out of Shelton Gibson, or whatever whoever else we got out there outside of Nelly at this point, because we don't know who else is out there. Braxton Miller,
Clay Aiken.
Clay Aiken. Yeah, if you can make a former American Idol guy a legit wide receiver in the NFL, then you're on Goat Boulevard.
Men who stare at goats.
Down.
I still think it's a win. I'll go more like 24-17 with Nick, and
Twinsies.
With Carson, I'll give an extra 3. I'll go 27-17. You know what I mean? I'm in where I think it's a double-digiter with him playing, just because with the guys around, I think guys are going to be jazzed up when he gets back in. That's not a shot at Nick. I just think guys are going to be excited to get him back out there. They watch tape. They watch tape. They watch a lot of fucking tape. They know.
That's not a shot at Nick, but it is a shot at Nick.
Well, it's not as much a shot at Nick. It's a shot at this guy. How special I think he is, and it's going to be. That's more of it. I think the guys who are in the Nick Foles corner and are on their fucking knees, they don't understand.
Swallowing Nick.
They don't understand that
when
we talk about getting Carson back, it's not a shot at Nick. It's because of how special this fucking kid is. So wake the fuck up.
He's the best backup in football. He shouldn't be starting.
What's wrong with taking shots at a guy?
Played 7 good quarters.
Nothing. I love shots. I mean, I'm like Bradley Beal. I come in the gym and, I'm open. In terms of shots.
Quarters.
So I have no issue.
You compared yourself to a pretty good shooter.
Yeah, I felt right.
It felt right.
I was going to talk like Reggie.
I
was going to go to Reggie and be like,
no.
Reggie,
but when he was 27
and 2,
he had
Spike Lee his ass.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. What's an issue moving forward is fucking Ronald Darby out there tackling like he's Dion. But the problem is he don't cover like he's Dion.
Or modern day Dion and Marcus Peters. Either or.
No, well, Ronald Darby won no parts of tackling today, and that can't be going forward.
No, absolutely not.
Which is an anomaly because he usually tackles well.
Or
he's at least around the ball.
I listen. I really believe him and Jalen like to get their beak wet, and it's really not something you're accustomed to seeing out of the corners not tackling well. We talked about it when we came on. What we did well last year, we tackled in the open field. Yep. Guys came up and helped out in the run game. That's what made it successful. So don't start smelling your fucking selves, right? And thinking you're better and bigger than you really fucking are.
Feeling myself.
All right? Because that's when call-outs start happening.
Myself.
So let's not see that 2 weeks in a row. Because that's when dogs start getting aggressive on the fucking chairs here. All right? We can go one week and be like, okay, it's part of the NFL. We go into 2 weeks.
That's when he goes to wow.com.
You know what I mean? And you're laying 2 weeks in a row.
Right now you're just petting a cat.
Yep.
You're waiting. You're waiting to install.
Mr. Bigglesworth.
Give me something to bitch about. Give me something to bitch about.
We're waiting.
It's freaking freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
By the way, Saquon's pretty good. Pretty filth.
Yeah,
he is.
Especially with that O-line.
But from Wilson's standpoint, if the other dude is who he could be, then it would be considered a miss because Eli stinks.
Yeah.
Right? But Barkley is awesome. awesome.
I'm not.
Awesome.
Guess what? When I tell, when
and that's why you take him there, and that's why you take Zeke. If
when
Darnold's
I say
sweet, though.
when I
know
say
you said
that the Giants
Loves Darnold.
should have taken Darnold, it's because it's not because I don't think that
there's some
Saquon's
hatred
good.
there. Yeah, there's hatred.
I think Saquon's a stud.
Yeah.
I just think that you in this league, when you to come over the top and remake your franchise,
understand.
you have to have the quarterback.
Absolutely.
They don't have it right now.
No, absolutely.
And until they find it, he can be a great running back. They ain't gonna win shit.
The kid from Oregon.
Absolutely.
Next year they'll take him.
I like the kid from West Virginia better.
Greer,
I'm a Greer fan.
you see his girl?
Why
Is
just
she hot?
Oh,
I like him even more now.
I mean,
Confident
He
motherfucker.
slings it on the field. Of course he's going to sling it off the field.
I don't know. Some of them don't. I tell you what, if I see a quarterback out there slinging and he's got an ugly girl, I don't like him.
I think
gonna-
teams should
he's
just
gonna-
hold out and
gonna
wait
fold
out.
under the pressure.
Wait out for the Hawaiian. Winless for the Hawaiian.
Who, Tui?
Yeah, wait a couple years. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'll be smelling for because he's a fucking pimp.
it doesn't.
I don't
translate.
know.
It doesn't translate. He is a
Bama.
He is a
I'm not a big
At Bama,
lefty
he's a pimp.
translator, but you know,
At Bama, he's a pimp, but he can make
Yeah,
all.
that's what I said.
He can make all the throws.
Yeah, he does.
He's not like the other Bama quarterbacks they've had, where they
Yeah.
run around and they throw a couple deep
Nah,
balls
he's-
to guys that are, astronomically more talented than everyone else that they play
Yep,
against.
yep.
Because Saban's a phenomenal. As much as I fucking hate Nick Saban, he's a great recruiter. I mean, they get everyone on the team is a 5-star guy. So you better be good.
5 guys, 5 stars on 5 stars. It's
Yeah.
sitting
I was
behind,
gonna say
5
behind
stars.
5 stars. Yeah, you got five.
Yeah,
you got
get-
3
you
5-star
get 5
receivers
stars
that came and
playing
play.
special teams. Figure that one out. You got 5 stars playing special teams.
Gross.
you got 5 stars just running your practice squad. You know, at practice during the week, and that doesn't
They got a
tell me
guy-
that doesn't make you
they got
better
a-
too.
they
You
got
know
a
what I
guy
mean, that
that's-
makes you better too.
They got a guy that's 26-1 as a starter, as backing up right now.
Yeah.
He said, you can't
That's
throw,
all-
but all you do
that's
is
all-
win.
That's all you really need to know. That's all you really need to know.
Yep.
Going
Yeah,
to
they're
stretch the
pretty
field
good.
in a midget
I love-
football game, but all you do is win.
Yesterday, I told somebody to put money on Oklahoma or on Alabama and go to sleep. They're like, -24 against Ole Miss. I said, yeah, they're gonna roll them. It was a roll
It
job.
was a roll job.
Roll job.
Roller.
They
Roller.
almost,
Roll Tide.
they almost did the over themselves. I think. Yeah.
All right, boys. Great one.
Yeah.
Next Sunday, we'll go at it fucking again. Hopefully after a dub. Ralphie, semi-good job over there, like usual.
Lil Ralpho.
The Ralpho ball.
Beard looking nice, Ralph.
Semi-good job, like
See?
usual.
Looking good, bro.
Thanks, fam, for all the comments, questions. Thank Dr. Paul Vidal for joining us like he does every Sunday. to
Freak
break-
was like in a motherfucking candy store, wasn't he?
Who was?
the
Monkey the Greek.
The
Oh.
Greek was
Oh,
like
yeah,
in
he
a
was loving
motherfucking candy
He
store.
was yeah.
He couldn't stop putting motherfuckers in there. I thought he was gonna start calling him motherfucking Jones. Motherfucking Jones.
Yeah, so Dr. Paul Vidal will join us next Sunday as well, break down all the injuries around the NFL, and hopefully talk a little bit about Carson's first start back. Dissect that a little bit. You can find him Specialized Physical Therapy LLC, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. And I'd like to thank Mikey the Greek jumping on the Real Talk
I was gonna
hotline.
I was gonna tell him to reach in that bag and get my wallet. How do I know which one it is? The one that says
Bad
badass
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
How do I know which one it is? The one that says bad motherfucker on it.
I don't dig on swine.
Oh, love the
You don't
fam
eat
out there.
swine?
I don't need something that rolls on the same shit. Pig's a filthy animal. I don't eat pig. So
Yeah, he goes, you can tell me that that pig tastes like fucking pumpkin pie. I won't give a shit. It's a filthy animal.
filthy animal. So would you consider dog to be a filthy animal? I wouldn't say dog's filthy. They're definitely dirty.
A dog a little dirty. Listen, love the fam out there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Sunday night. This week, you got Sports Hounds Monday at 8, Birds of a Feather Tuesday at 8, The Fix at 6 on Wednesday, aiming at PM at 9:30, followed by a little lazy booking on Thursday, a little hockey happy hour. Saturday, got the Hooligans, and next Sunday night, Bad Boys
You got a
doing
new show
postgame.
tomorrow, don't you?
Oh, new wrestling show tomorrow. Look at Sweeps.
Look at sweeps. Well done.
Pot's right.
12 o'clock tomorrow.
That's right.
Brand new wrestling show on A2D. Will be dropping 12 o'clock tomorrow. Won't be live like a lot of other content is
Tom
here
might become a wrestling fan.
because the guy is from Houston, Andy Ritter.
First off, how about this shit? Ready?
Hell in a
This
Cell tonight.
shit for
I
you.
gotta go
Ready?
watch it.
Ready this shit? I don't know this dude. I never met this dude, but I seen that they were gonna have a new show. I looked him up on Facebook. Dude lives exactly where I lived in Texas. I would have went to we went to the same high school. I lived in Conroe, Texas, is where I lived. 77385. I looked his up. Hometown, Conroe, Texas. I'm like, motherfucking right. Look at this shit.
My brother.
No, Oak Ridge don't
Come on in for the real thing.
Brother's got a hug, man.
Friday Night Lights, starring Willie.
Want to go,
Texas, baby.
Want to go cow tipping, brother? Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Oak Ridge North. Represent.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so tomorrow, 12 o'clock, it'll be dropping the Facebook and the YouTube. So the family, check that out for all you wrestling geeks out there. And like I said, heavy schedule here. We're the best in the business. We live by no notes and guys wide open. So,
Sheila! Wow.
Ralphie D, great job. For Tom Arnone, Nick Delgazzo, Brian Wilson, Greg Milakovic, Ralphie D, great
continues.
job.
The streak continues.
And Robbie the Pove not with us this weekend. He'll be back with us next Sunday, unless we call an audible.
He's a big wrestling guy. Or he probably jerking off to this game.
Well, that would be a reason why I wouldn't make it.
It's 13-0. He could very well be jerking it right now.
Well, it's about to be 13-7 real soon here. So
Maybe not. Sheila's quarterback.
Agreed, disagree. Love you all. I got nothing for that one. That's straight facts. We out.
Look at this move in a blender.
Skeet.